Recording, everybody. It is December 10th, 2025. Holy fucking shit. We're ending a year. The year is getting closer to its I guess zenith, if you want to think of it
Ooh,
that way. Uh
interesting.
it's a way to put it. I'm waiting for you to let me in. Wait a minute, what? I do not see that anywhere.
I would say the opposite of a zenith, because the zenith is the peak. It's
Right,
the
right,
the apex.
right. Then it
The
was
opposite of that would be the
well,
the nadir,
Nadir, I think now.
nadir,
The
or
dearth, maybe. I
the
don't know.
dearth of the year. Sounds poetic as fuck. I love that.
Well, let me give him a different link. Maybe something weird would happen there. Because he says he's trying to get in there, but I don't see him. We've never had this problem before.
No, this is a new one.
This is definitely a new one.
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, go for it. And I'm gonna keep trying to figure out why Power Dragon can't get in here, which is a whole goddamn thing. What to do? Let me make sure I didn't do anything. I don't know. Zoom's been kind of weird lately, where like they're trying to add a bunch of features that no one fucking asked for because they're trying to raise their prices, you know.
Hmm.
And it's like, let us do the blah blah blah. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want your just run the fucking meeting thing. That's all I want you to do. I don't need an AI companion to give me notes after. I don't need an AI whatever to do a thing. I don't care about reacting with emojis while we're talking. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yay, he's there. Let's go. Woohoo! We did
Okay,
it.
well, here we are.
What
I don't
the
know what I
hell?
just sat here, and all of a sudden it was just like, hey,
Hey, it's working. Fuck it.
weird.
That is really strange, but okay. Well, welcome, buddy. I had 100 fucking percent forgot that Netflix had actually done the live action adaptation of the cartoon.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And they just did a teaser for like season 2 or whatever.
yeah. They
And
also have like a movie coming, I think, in 27, and like a
Yep.
bunch of things in the pipeline.
wow.
Yeah,
Well, and I was just watching. I didn't watch this back then because I didn't. A, I knew at some point we were going to get to it, and B, I didn't really want to spoil myself.
Yeah.
But Drew Gooden, who's like a master, and one of my favorite YouTubers, he has he has a bit about Netflix missed the point of Avatar, where he points out a lot of things that they sort of skipped over in the live action version. They condensed the first 3 episodes into sort of one episode,
Sure.
and and getting stuff for like getting rid of like Sokka's sexism, even though it doesn't last very
Yeah.
long in the
Yeah.
in the show.
I mean,
Just
to
weird
be
stuff
fair
like
though,
that.
that's not a bad thing to lose.
It's about the fact that he kind of like got taught a lesson, right? Like he was like,
Yeah,
Right.
girls
sure.
can't do
Learned.
whatever, and
He
then
learned.
then they beat the shit out of him or whatever, and taught him, and yes, girls can be awesome, and I mean, that's character growth, right? It's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
you can get rid of it because like we're better and we shouldn't have that, but also teenage boys might think that girls just can't do shit that they can, and they can do it just as good, if not better, and
Yeah.
so on.
I mean, I see why they got rid of it, and I see the argument for against getting rid of it also. I think that the Netflix show's audience is just enough older that they don't need to be punched in the mouth with such an obvious lesson.
That's probably
So
true.
I think I can get behind removing it. But I mean, and also, why would you just straight up
Oh, what's that?
remake something without changing it for
I'm
some
I'm a
like
big
in some
fan.
way? You
No,
know
and
what I
You
I
mean?
know,
agree with you that. I understand they want to change some stuff, and that's cool. I'm not saying
yeah,
do a shot by shot remake.
because I think that's the whole reason. When I look at movies, I kind of want them to be different.
Yeah.
I think it's the whole reason I never watched The Watchmen is because everybody know for the first week they went, they're like, oh, it's exactly like the comic book, except
Oh,
for the last
interesting.
like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, well, then
Hmm.
there's no reason for me to go see it. I can literally just find the clip of the last 10 minutes and just watch that. And
Right.
I've seen the movie, right? Like, but I kind of was like, oh, you're doing Watchmen. Maybe they'll take some liberties and do something different with the characters or give them a little more personality or the
Yeah.
conflicts in the movie can be slightly different. Apparently, according to everybody saw it, it's exactly like somebody just went through the comic book and turned them into live action. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, but I mean, it's going to be weird to sit there and not be anticipating something new. It's like it's all exactly what I saw, you know. So I like stuff being different. Oh, I
Yeah,
do have some news. I may be snacking a little bit here because I didn't get to
you're
eat for
good.
the last hour and a half
No worries.
because
It's the
I
pre-show.
went back and forth on a very long idea for a project that was contacted for back in November 15th,
Oh, okay.
only to find out that I'm pretty sure it's a scam.
Oh, dang.
So,
Oh no.
yeah. Now,
Dang.
I didn't get
Oh,
dinged for
dang.
anything because I'm just way too particular about checking things on all this stuff. So, fortunately, you know, I probably dodge a scam about every 4 months, it seems like. But I will say, and I'm probably going to do a short video about it for TikTok or something
Sure.
later tomorrow because this felt kind of, I won't say elaborate, but very securing and comforting in how they approached it.
Mm,
Like, I do believe this is a type of thing that would get a lot of people.
So
mm.
forgive me, I was looking at some other stuff. You're saying someone sort of tried to scam you essentially by
Almost
Yeah,
got
yeah,
scammed.
to
Yeah.
set up a
Like-
fake project to try to.
Oh, like,
My guess is to just get me to download, hack some things or whatever. Ultimately,
Right.
like under the guise
But-
of a sponsorship or whatever.
yeah, like, well, hey, we got the sponsor. We're gonna do this project. We're looking for some creators to do a thing, and
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
you know, even giving you all the security of like, well, we'll pay this much up front and this much after it's completed, and then you know, you don't have to give us any info. We'll pay through PayPal or this service, so you don't have to give us any payment info, and you know, so it's like, oh, this sounds fair and secure or whatever. But as I start asking details, and then the language doesn't kind of line up, and then the way they want to use one of the services doesn't make sense because I've actually used them before, and I'm like,
Right.
something's not right here, right? So then I went through the long explanation of like, let me drag this out so I can get as much information as I can out of this to understand what's happening, because something doesn't make sense
As
here.
soon as you smell the fishiness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's one I do want to make a video about it because it's something that I think could get people because they were trying to use the guise of Grin and AWE base, which are two, like Grin is one of the like 4 or 5 major services where companies can sign up and basically use that to get creators, and then they can see all the creator stats on a dashboard or whatever. So like using legitimate sites as the cover, you know, and AWE base, I use that to sign all the contracts for like the arena championship stuff and whatever. So like I knew 100% how that site worked. So I was like, this is not right. like this doesn't make sense. So I was like, yeah, something's up here. So then I started going to the sites they went to and like how stuff was mirrored and what you could click on and where it takes you, and like it was a whole thing. So yeah, I basically my last hour and a half, 2 hours, it was wasted. But you know, maybe I can warn some other people.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe you can just kind of pick up on it earlier next time, you know?
Yeah, and I think it was just a matter. It was the holidays and like the communication was slow, and they didn't sound like they needed anything till December anyway. So.
Right.
It wasn't like a pressing issue I had to be on top of. And then now that I had a couple days to sit with it, I was like, okay, let's hash this out so we can get this done.
Right. Is
Also, rabies
there-
for 73 months. Nice.
Hey, thanks, Rabies.
Oh, rabies. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Spike Lee Old Boy. Yeah. Spike Lee Old Boy is a good example of the remake thing. That they should never have done. Because not all remakes are good remakes.
But look at Doctor Sleep and how good Doctor Sleep was, or Welcome to Derry, and it's like you take a new take on an established thing, and it can be
Sure.
great.
It could be interesting. Yeah. You know.
I mean, that's basically what all the Transformer movies are, right?
Yeah.
Like, here's the basis for our world. And maybe
Exactly.
like the first one did a little bit of rehashing, but then after that, it's just like weird ass new adventure for the robots. Let's do this thing, you know?
Speaking of continuing evolutions in, this is a bit of a stretch of a segue, but I want to talk about Knives Out. So
Yeah,
I saw Wake Up Dead Man
Did you?
on Monday. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
I did not see that.
Has anyone seen it yet?
I have not.
Okay. It might be better than the first one. Like,
Nice.
right?
Fucking love the first
Dude,
one. I know
I've seen the
gushed
first one
before.
I
20
liked
times.
both of them a lot.
I like them both a
enjoyed
lot.
both of them
Right.
quite
I
a
think
lot.
that Glass Onion is not as good as the first one. But
Okay.
I really like Glass. Like I've seen it like 6 times.
Right. I like
But I've
Glass
seen the
Onion.
first one 20 times.
I think the first one is much better.
Um,
But they're both good.
this one is, I mean, it's going to take a lot to get me to say that it's better, but it might be just as
If
good.
it's just as
Like
good, man, that's a fucking bar, dude. That's a
it's
hell of a high bar.
crazy how good this movie is,
'Cause,
and
like,
it's
that first
way
one was like
different.
9 out
Like
of 10.
tonally, this movie is different.
Okay.
There's almost a supernatural element to it.
Oh, weird.
There you just like for the first act of the movie, I'm not giving anything away other than the style of the movie.
Sure.
You don't see Benoit Blanc for the first 45 minutes of the movie.
Man, that's a
Um,
slight letdown for me.
but it's when he comes in, he takes over.
Sure,
Like
right.
sure.
obviously
His
that's the
movie
whole. You
for
got to
most
get
of
the
it.
setup.
I
And
got it.
it's a really cool stylistic choice for how they introduce the story and how everything goes on. I will also say that I think that the two best individual acting performances in the three movies are in Wake Up Dead Man.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
That's pretty high praise.
two of the characters in Wake Up Dead Man I think could get Oscar nominations
Okay.
for how like big of scenes they have and how powerful it is, because it's a powerful movie too. It is a really interesting commentary on religion in the modern age. It's a really interesting commentary specifically on Catholicism. And you know, what's it called when you coalesce the calcification of like fan bases and communities and things like that. So really, because the Knives Out movies are reflections of their times, right? And so
Right.
this one is another reflection of their times, and you can't really make the movie. It's not a period piece; it is a current day piece,
Yeah.
which is fascinating, and it's really, really excellent. I didn't see any of the twists coming. I didn't
Yay.
see like how and it's a straight up it's a straight up who done
Who
it
done it? Good.
this time, as opposed to Glass Onion, which was a little bit of a play on the who done it
Though,
genre,
I will say about the previous
which I also
movies,
liked.
even when I saw something coming, I
was
didn't see how
enjoyable.
we were going to get there.
Yes,
You know
that's
what I
the
mean? I'm like,
that's the
like,
joy of the first movie.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is going to go down, but like, how does
Yeah.
this even connect? And then they start putting the dots, and you're like, oh, well, that's really cool and creative, you
Yeah.
know?
The joy of the first movie is I know how it ends, and there's still an hour left in the movie.
Yeah.
The joy of
That's-
Glass Onion is kind of the same, honestly.
A bit, yeah. And
Um,
the first one does
and-
it so well.
That was the
Holy
sixth sense
shit.
for me, right? I had the
Yeah.
realization when he's at dinner with his
at
wife.
dinner. Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there going like, oh no, like,
Yeah.
wait, how did I not, so now I'm like rewinding other stuff from the last like 30 minutes of like, wait,
Yeah.
but then what about this? What about this?
It's truly a spectacular movie. I'm gonna watch it a bunch over Christmas.
That's great.
And I'm
That's
glad
cool.
I'm glad I saw it in theater.
Nice. Looks like one battle after another is starting to win the awards. It's won
Okay.
a bunch of critic awards and has been, I don't know, taking all sorts of stuff. Best actor for
Sure.
Leo and whatnot. But
I've heard that Hamnet is also incredible.
I want to see that.
Like I've heard like 2 or 3 people say that it's the most powerful thing they've ever seen on a screen.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Every time people say that, I'm like, is it though? Like,
I mean,
that's
I haven't
high
seen
praise.
it.
That's
I haven't
high
seen
praise.
it, so I don't know. I can't speak to that one. I can speak to how enjoyable of a time I had watching Knives Out. It might be the best 3-movie run.
Brian Johnson makes a good fucking movie.
Ryan Johnson's a master.
I'm one of those Last Jedi defenders.
Same.
I thought it was
Same.
fucking dope. I want my movies to do something different and not just retell the same stories. I do
Yeah,
Same.
exactly.
The Force Awakens,
Count-
but it was the same
count me
goddamn
in.
movie.
That was the same
goddamn
movie.
movie as New Hope. It really was. Except we had Chewie were home, and that was dope. You know what I mean? But
The
That was
only
good.
issue I have with Star Wars is it involves Skywalkers. Like, if you can
Right.
give me all the Star Wars stuff without Skywalkers, then I'm in all day.
We should put something Riftbound related in Gather the Townsfolk this week.
why?
What do you mean, why? They just had
Why?
2 400-person tournaments.
Okay.
We've talked about Lorcana, we've talked about Hearthstone, we've talked about Marvel
it would
Snap.
be in,
We've barely talked about Riftbound.
I mean, it would be in splash damage.
Sure, put it in splash damage.
You secured 4 chocobo bundles, but you're keeping 2 in the closet. Why? Because you watch the show. Good man.
Did you go to?
You chuck it on in there, and we talk
like
about it when your kids are grown.
Isn't there an electronics store that was selling those?
Costco or something? Or,
No.
it was like it was something like
It's
like
no, it's
a
Micro
Newegg.
Center.
Yeah,
Micro Center, that's the
Micro
one.
Center's been selling them for like 2 years.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
crazy.
They got into selling Magic back when like just after Best Buy did, I think.
Just makes money.
So-
You ain't gotta do anything.
Yeah.
You just list it. Like if you're not a store, so you don't care about the fluctuations and the value
Yeah.
and so on. It's just a product with an MSRP that's good and high. It's a good margin.
Exactly.
Out it fucking goes. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Here you go. Bye.
Takes up so much less shelf space per item.
And it
by
moves.
comparative.
It fucking moves. That's another. It'll go. Yeah, you're selling it for MSRP. Fucking whatever. It's all gone, ain't it? We made our money.
even with the slight markup, like people still buy it. So you're making higher margins than you do on a lot of the other electronic stuff, and it brings people to your website. So you're probably getting extra sales because they're just going to tap. Now, admittedly, probably only 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 people do, but those are extra sales you made because they went to your website that they weren't going to go somewhere else.
Right. And you got new customers on the email lists and all that stuff
Yep.
for marketing and blah, blah, blah. There's tons of
Information
good-
is power.
Right. And tons of, for me, this is, I can't believe they're selling it at blah, blah, blah prices. Like, they're just there to make their money and go home.
Exactly.
They don't give a shit. They don't care about Magic. They haven't played their whole lives. They're not, in it like we are up to our eyes and whatever. They're just like, it's a thing worth of money and it makes it. Thanks.
One of these days, I just realized I should do a tour of what's behind me and in my closet. Because I've had people ask me that a lot. They're like, are those all sealed behind you? I'm like, oh, yeah. Those are just boxes of things. But I have like commander decks, secret layers, whatever, just hanging out in the closet.
Absolutely. I still got some commander decks right there. And there's my secret layer SpongeBob's up there.
I think I have a
behind
set of
the
old,
other
like,
ones.
2016, 2017, or actually 2013 commander decks sitting up over there somewhere.
There is
Yeah.
my Legends pack I got at Vegas in 2019. Wizards gave me that, and that is on the shelf. So,
Oh, did y'all hear about the
Sealed.
crazy thing at GameStop last weekend?
what's that?
They had a trade anything day.
Oh, yeah, somebody traded a Pokemon card or something, didn't
Oh no, people literally were bringing like knit projects they had. Like
Oh.
people, there were also some people because they had to put some stuff on list because some folks tried to bring some adult toys. But like,
I thought that was a joke, because that was real?
yeah, no, literally, people brought like old like statues they had in their house, like basically just junk they wanted to get rid of. Anything you brought them, they would give you a $5 gift certificate for.
That's hilarious.
So some people are like, hell, I'm gonna trade in like 20, 30 things. I'm gonna get me like, my game system for $50 or whatever,
But they
Like,
did that?
yeah, you get the store credit and then you can just spend it on whatever you want. So they just put it on a gift card. Like, that's what they did.
Okay.
And apparently it got them a lot of news coverage and a lot of people went to their stores. So
I mean, yeah.
if you look at it as an ad spend, probably the best money they've spent in a long time by GameStop
it's
standards.
a decent ad spend.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna do my best not to completely lose my shit over how unbelievably ugly the Marvel superhero set icon is. It's just
That's fair.
It's just a big M.
Yeah,
And
that's
a
fair.
book.
I thought you can say the cards. I'm like, the cards look pretty cool,
No,
but
cards look cool.
the set
Man,
symbol, yeah.
Are
Set
you
symbol's
fucking-
trash.
Is that
I
the
thought that
best
they-
you could do?
I thought they were going to go with what they did with Final Fantasy, which was just jam some letters together and do the movie Marvel thing.
Right?
I just don't get why you couldn't just do the big Marvel M.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Just the classic
Like, that's-
chunk
Right.
Marvel M. We're not gonna
Yeah.
get it online anyway. Who gives a shit?
Or the A from the Avengers.
Anything. Like,
You know, Thor's hammer.
Well,
can't-
I'm figuring like the next set will probably be like X-Men, so you use
Right,
a
but
big
think
X
that-
symbol that
It
they
should
wear.
have been
and,
Captain
like,
America's
whatever.
shield, right? Like
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
rings
yeah.
That's fine.
as the
Cap shield,
colors,
good.
right? That'd
I could go with that.
bro, just
Cap
so
shield
many.
would be good.
There's just so many different ways you could have done that, and I'm like, literally, that was the best fucking option. Are you serious?
Or hell, even use like a creative looking like pen or marker or brush or whatever
Yeah.
to be reminiscent
Oh,
of comic
sure.
books.
A brush
have been
would be
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
Or like a comic book stamp.
Yeah,
Or
something
maybe
like that. That would have been
big
fine.
M, like in the comic book sort of font.
Yeah.
If there's anything you could have done better than what the fuck? What
Yeah, it's too
is
bad.
happening? It's just, I hate it when I feel like
The thing is,
this was
it's
designed by
weird.
committee to death. That's all I can think of.
No, the thing that's weird is I know they have people that's part of their job
Of course.
specifically to figure out, and they have a bunch of different
I
designs and
know.
whatever. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what happened? Like that's all I
Yeah.
know is I looked at it and just went. I literally the first time because I didn't watch the stream, I was busy.
Sure.
So the first card I saw the symbol, and I thought that was just like something somebody made up. Like
it was a
I
joke.
didn't think it was
Yeah.
a real card.
It looks like
I'm
one of those,
It's
yeah,
custom
fake
magic.
MTG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Whatever.
Yeah, like somebody just rushed, didn't have a good symbol, so they just put an M on a little building and called it a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and then my brain kind of went, this is pretty well designed if this is like a fan card or whatever.
Right.
And then I went looking and went, oh, like this is real.
I can't. I just know how much talent is in that building. And I'm like, who hurt you to make you say this was what we go with?
Ooh, that would have been a good one
What
too.
the fuck?
Like silhouette of Stanley's face.
Sure. Anything.
That would have with the glasses and a mustache. Like you could have pulled that off.
Man,
That would have been
you could-
cool.
You could have pulled off someone. You could have pulled off anything, man.
Yeah.
This was so bullshit. I can't. It's just. I didn't need one more goddamn thing for this set to annoy me about. The online component is plenty enough.
Which is a shame because like the cards actually look kind of fun.
They look dope as shit.
Yeah,
The
I mean, like, being
extinction
real.
Event with the snap. The
Yeah, they
extinction
look
event
fun.
With the snap.
Yeah, Extinction Event with the snap is
Holy
delightful.
shit. And like the fact that it chooses otter even and it's the snap is so goddamn fucking tastic. And you're telling me I
That's
can't
one
have
of the
that
best
on
ones.
fucking online? Seriously.
Also, the Doctor
Fuck.
Doom toot,
Yes, yes,
Horn of Greed
Horn
is
of
perfect.
Greed.
Like that's the right meme.
Yes.
The correct meme.
Fucking fantastic.
Three
God
printings
damn
of
it.
heroic intervention. Amazing.
Oh, it's going to be like this the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
The whole time it's going to be like, hey, you know that beloved comic book bit that you
Yep.
fucking just breathe in your nerd soul? You ever want to make the perfect magic card for it, but you're not going to be able to play it digitally like you play most of your magic anyway.
We're gonna get like we're gonna pretty cool fractured identity, surely.
Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. what other good ones are we gonna get?
Oh, there's
Clone.
a bunch. Like
Any
when it comes to
clone.
Marvel, yeah, you have so many things you can pull from.
Mine oh shoot, what's it called? Identity Crisis.
Yeah.
Is a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. And just
There's
the
a bunch
fact-
of like mind twist effects that would be good.
And Elektra is like Masker Girl is fucking dope. And
Mm-hmm.
like, dude.
That's a good one.
But there's just fun stuff too, like the Thunderbolts conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like if you know the comics and it's like they go from being villains to heroes and whatever,
Yep,
I'm
yep,
like, that's such a cool way to do that. So like if you're a comic fan, you get it. If not,
Yeah.
it's just a sweet card, right?
Like, the coming of Galactus is fucking awesome.
Yeah, looks real good.
We're just going to have the coming of some dork that might be scary, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fucking hell. Ugh.
Is it confirmed that we're getting Universes Within versions on Magic Arena?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like that
every
was
Marvel
stated
set.
somewhere. But
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be so ugly by the time we're done with this shit. Ugh. It will be weird forever. I just want to let you know, it'll be weird forever. Maybe one day. Maybe
I don't
one
know.
day,
I feel like I kind of got over it with Spider-Man, so I'm fine.
Bro,
Like,
it's because we don't have 500, 700 cards that are
yeah,
different names.
but I'm like, after I have a week, I just my brain just goes fine.
Well,
I
'cause
figure
for
out what it is.
Spider-Man, well, there's like 5 cards. There was like that black blue Spider-Man guy, the superior one, and that guy's weird name. You know, like in Spider
Yeah.
Sense. There's a few cards you need to care about, but whatever. But this is going to be giant set full of super cool cards.
Oh no, I get
What's
what you're
Captain
saying.
America even going to be? And Captain America having that super cool, the old Captain American comics. Oh,
I just think my mentality is once I've addressed it as an issue and I can't do anything about it, whatever.
yeah.
Like that's literally how my
I'm gonna
brain.
gnash some teeth, damn it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what we're here to do.
My brain just goes like, yeah, I don't have space for this. Like
No,
it's
I
whatever.
got plenty of space. That's my problem. It's just
So speaking of
Fuck.
space, my favorite petty person in the world,
okay.
50 Cent, got to be ultra petty.
Oh my Jesus!
Because man, that Diddy doc is doing numbers.
Wow, that man's hatred is absolutely like legendary. Like
Yeah.
they will be writing songs of how awesome his hate has
Dude,
been.
there are
I
some
mean,
days
it's
I feel like I'm petty, but then I'll
Oh
hear the
my
next
god.
50 Cent story and I'm like, nah, I'm
right.
all right.
Well, it's a shame that we don't. I mean, I agree with you. I think that 50 Cent is like the level of petty
He's
that
aspirational
is
levels of petty.
aspirational levels because I feel like Kendrick set the bar so high for
He
haterism
sent him higher
Oh,
than
that
that,
it's
sure.
man.
like I can't even
The thing is, though,
aspire to Kendrick's level of hate.
Kendrick's was so good, but it was also targeted at a single person.
Sure, that's fair. Yeah. Everybody can get it from
Yeah.
50. Specifically,
Oh,
Ja Rule and P. Diddy can get it from 50.
well,
Dude,
the
the
right.
But
fact that he challenged Mayweather because he was like
yeah,
talking about how he was
yep,
uneducated and whatever,
yep.
and
He
he's like,
couldn't
Can't
read
read.
I will
one
challenge you to read
page.
a children's book
Yep.
on camera for $750,000. Dude did not take him up on the challenge.
Yep.
No, he did
I'm
not.
like,
The
that's
fact
cold,
that
man.
he gave a certain ABC affiliate an interview because he knew that exact affiliate was put into the prison that Diddy
Yep.
watches. Holy shit!
I'm telling you, dude, he is next level on the pettiness. Like,
Oh my
I literally
god!
decided somewhere along the way that camp of like Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent. If I was in the rap game, I don't want to have nothing. Like,
Nope.
I befriend them or I stay away from them.
Yep.
I'm just gonna end
Oh,
up on a milk carton somewhere,
dude,
like for real.
that's crazy.
And
Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier. Like, you look at 50 Cent and go, getting shot 9 times effed up, but I could see how somebody might want to shoot him 9 times.
Oh, I mean,
But
when he
think
bought
about
like the
this.
3 or 4 front rows of the Ja Rule concerts,
Yeah.
That's a great piece of hate
that's an
too.
all timer. It's an absolute all timer.
It's
Think
also
about this.
funny.
Fucking
he,
hilarious.
he got shot 9 times. The dude that shot him magically turned up dead a few days later. Whatever.
Sure.
The dude who put the hit out on him apparently was a drug lord that he had made a diss track about, which is hilarious. That dude went to jail, I think, for life.
Wow.
So from that moment, he's been winning for being a hater. So like,
Yeah.
why would he change? Like,
it's paid off. It's paid off in spades.
yeah. Now he's damn near a billionaire, and he's got
Got that
popular
vitamin
TV
water money.
shows
That
and
vitamin
everything
water
else.
money was the right
Yeah.
thing to do.
Oh, dude, the money he got for Power from Fox FX.
Yeah.
Oh, he's making dumb money off those.
Nice.
Like,
For my finisher purposes, boys, can you think of a time, specifically, hopefully from your college years, where you did something dumb? High school also
Ooh.
works. If you did grad school or post grad,
I mean, yeah, I got one, or
Go ahead.
a classic one for me at least.
Yeah, let me
Which
hear it.
was I bought my dream car, which was a Honda Civic hatchback, maybe a '97 or '96 or something hatchback. It was cherry red. It was a manual. That motherfucker would go. I would just hit the gas. Oh my
Yep.
god! And what did I do? I ran it right up somebody's ass like 3 days after I got it.
no.
And destroyed it. I waxed that fucking car. I waxed that car. I've never waxed a car in my life. Not before and not since. That was the one.
Man,
I loved
what's
the
the-
shit out of that car.
Dumbest thing I've
Fuck, I
done.
destroyed that thing so fast.
Oh, we almost, okay. My big mouth almost got us in trouble one night because we were 16, 17. Me and a buddy, we were in his car. We were taking our girlfriends home, and we get pulled over, and cops just like looking for a reason to pull some people. Not a big deal. But I guess we had fireworks still in the window in the back seat because it was like the 8th or 9th of July or whatever. And so he's doing the whole thing with the flashlight, like, do y'all have anything in the car? Blah, blah, because it's like midnight. We're not supposed to be out. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, we were just taking some friends home, whatever. And I was like, dude, whatever. You can search the car if you want to. We don't have anything. So he just runs ID and it comes back like, whatever, y'all get your ass home. We get to my house because we're like, we were gonna go out to a tournament the next day. So it's like, okay, well, why don't we just put the stuff in the trunk right now and then we don't have to worry about it in the morning and you just pick me up and we'll go. When we popped the trunk, his mom had left a 12-pack of beer in there.
Ooh.
And I'm like, if he'd have searched the car and you got 2 teenagers and have been like,
Damn.
we don't know how that got there, officer.
Right. We have no idea. And they're like, oh, I bet you got no idea.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus
we'd have been
Christ.
so screwed. We just stood there and looked at it for a second. We're like, damn.
Sometimes you don't know the bullet passes by until much later. And you're
Yeah,
like, wow,
exactly.
I could have died, you know?
I was just like, oh man, I don't even know how we would have talked our way out of that. Like,
Bruh.
his mom was cool though. She probably would have came and vouched for us, whatever. But oh my god.
Hello to friends on YouTube: Frank, Silverfang, R. Surrey, Marco. You're great. We appreciate you guys. But yeah, that's a whole thing.
I have
Plenty
a
of
lot
dumb
of weird
stuff.
stories like that.
Eh.
I'm glad there's witnesses though to all the things that have happened to me because I swear I'm just like this energy follows me. Just weird shit happens. Like I remember when I had my first tax paying job, if you want to call it that, was at a grocery store, and I literally witnessed a scene like out of a sitcom. Like I'm in the back, and one of the dudes I still remember his name was Shane, and he needed some help, and like because I was a new guy, they kind of gave me busy work or whatever. So I got all my stuff done. So like yeah, I'll go help him out, whatever. Well, then I guess the assistant manager, unbeknownst to me, had told Shane he was supposed to do this particular job by himself. And I didn't know. I'm trying to be like the helpful new employee. Like, yeah, I'll go help you. So he has me go to the back. Like, he's asking Shane why he asked me to help him or whatever, and blah, blah. And gives him the whole thing. And now they're yelling at each other. And he's like, you know what? You're fired. And Shane does the fur like the movie, takes off his apron, like, you can't fire me. I quit. Boom, right? Like, and then, like, walks out. Now, the funny part is, when I get back to work a couple days later, the general manager's there. And he's like, hey, they told me you were a witness to everything that went down. I need you to explain to me what happened, whatever. I literally reenacted the whole thing. I literally was even like, yeah. And then Shane grabbed his apron and like threw it down. It's like, you can't fire me. I quit. And he's laughing, going, dude, there's no way. And I was like, literally happened just like this. Right? So I'm going through the whole thing. And I was like, man, I couldn't help it. It was in my opportunity.
Yeah, well, one of the dumbest things I did when I was younger, I ran from the cops twice, and I got away.
That's a move.
I got away both times, and I don't really know how much I want my children to know about that. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Well, they know now.
right, of course. Well, see, this is the thing.
Are they patrons?
No, this is the thing.
There you go.
I did try.
You got to kids. Hey,
And I got
Evan's
caught.
kids. We need $25 extra a month. Evan's kids. You got to subscribe to the Patreon to get these secrets. Hold on, Evan. Turn your earphones off and turn the speaker on. Hey, Evan's kids. Out the other room. Hey, cats.
Oh man,
You know English. Spell letters with your. All right.
that's right. Tell them what's up.
No, I used to like dumb things where I used to walk home shortcutting through the woods.
Sure.
Okay.
Like legitly, had all the trails carved. Me and my friends knew which ways to go, whatever. And like in hindsight, I'm like, man, you know all the things that could have happened to me. But it's like, nah, we're good. We
I
know
think
this.
that was our entire childhood. Do you know have any idea what could have happened at any point in time? We had no cell phone, anything, no
Oh,
way to
dude.
get a hold of us. We would just be over in other neighborhoods, hanging out at other people's houses. You wouldn't know which one.
I've
You'd have to
jumped off
guess.
roofs multiple times,
Oh, my
like just
God.
you name it, like
Crazy
things.
shit.
And I have, which will eventually happen when I'm like 70. I'll have like 52 broken bones, but none to this day. I have flipped over a car
Wow.
on my bike.
Damn.
That's crazy.
No broken bones. Now I had the wind knocked out of me. My elbows were messed up, but like,
I have skin a hell of a knee,
Yeah.
lots of elbows,
Yeah.
destroyed a mailbox
I-
one time.
So the only broken bone I've ever had was I cracked my growth plate. You know what a growth plate is?
ooh,
What's that?
So at the end of your arms and legs, when you're growing, when you're going through your growth spurt, the way bones grow is that layer of bone gets added sort of like this
Okay.
on top of each other. And at the end of your bone, when you're adolescent, is what's called the growth plate. And it's a little bit flexible. It's a little bit more cartilaginous than regular bone. Because it's expanding and growing. If it was solid, hard bone, your bones would break every 3 months just from the stress of growing.
Right.
And you don't have adult bones like you have adult teeth. So I was playing basketball and I fell over and rammed into the wall and jammed my left arm into the wall. When I got back up, I felt fine. And then when I received the basketball, I immediately like pulled my arm back and I cracked the growth plate in my left, whatever this bone is,
Jesus.
the forearm.
Yeah.
I had a cast put on. A normal length for cast is like 6 weeks. I had a cast on for less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because it was my growth plate, and so it just healed that fast.
Well,
And So, but that's why that's the only bone I've ever broken, and also why my left arm is slightly shorter than my right arm.
Huh.
I can't really get it on camera here.
Well, I
There's
mean,
there's my
knock on head.
elbows,
I'm not
and
broken a
there's
bone, but
and there's my there, so this is honest to goodness, my elbows are next to each other. My right hand is a little bit longer than my left hand.
Hmm.
well, for the coda for the I did dumb things is in I ran from cops story. I ran from a cops third time. Third time was not the charm. The third time was my ass, because he got me, and he pulls me over. And back then I was driving my sister's car that I had bought from her, and it had crazy dark tint in the back window that had like bubbled up too, so you couldn't hardly see shit out of that thing or whatever. And so I didn't see that. I didn't know the cop was back there until he flipped on his lights. And apparently he had been behind me for a minute before
Oh,
he
so
flipped
he
on
knew
his
you
lights.
already messed up. Yep.
Yeah. And so I stopped, and then I realized in absolute horror I had forgotten my wallet that morning. So I had run from the cops with no driver's license. The cop, he started asking me questions in the vein of, you better not lie to me or you're going to jail.
Yep.
Number one question being, is this your car? And I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is my car.
Yep.
He runs the plates and whatever. My story lines up enough to where he lets me basically go to court and tell the judge what a moron I was. And I don't know, I probably went to the driving school for the fourth, fifth time or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I went to driving school a lot. But we got there eventually. I learned eventually. Took a minute. But yeah, don't do that, children. That was dumb.
Yeah, the thing about flipping over the car, actually, we were racing around the block and just going dumb fast. And when I came around, there was just a car. I guess just didn't see us come around the corner and
Just
hit the front of it and just went end over the other side of the car, landed on my back, the bike next to me on the street. And of course, everybody scrambled and came over like, "Are you okay?" And
right.
and they were panicking because I couldn't breathe.
You got been knocked out. You're just like,
Yeah, I'm just literally, yeah. So they're like, "Oh God, he's gonna die," and I'm like, So while I'm laying there, I'm doing the check of like, "Am I okay?" Because they're freaking out. So I'm like, "Oh God, like
right.
I can't breathe. Like what else is wrong?" But then I started getting my breath and realized like, "Oh wait, I'm good." Right? Like feeling everything. Like I said, scraped up a little bit, but I'm like, "Wait, my legs work." Like,
Wow.
okay, this is awesome.
You got lucky as hell.
The
Yeah.
closest, I mean, all of my health horror stories are diabetes related, obviously. Like the
Sure.
times that I've been like, I like passed out and went to the hospital and woke up 2 days later. I've got like three of those.
Yeah. Mine are all
Like
asthmatic,
those are
as you
bad.
can imagine.
Yeah, sure.
I can't breathe good, and then the
Right.
doctors are very scared, and they're like, "Go
Yeah.
to the hospital now." And I'm like, "All right, fuck."
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
And then I got pneumonia, and I'm in there for like a week, and that happened like 4 or 5 times when I was a child. So, woo.
Right.
Dude, everybody I know has pneumonia, so it's one of the worst things I've had.
My dad had post pneumonia, pneumonia post nasal drip at one point
boy.
when I was in college for like 3 years. It was crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had some sort of post pneumonia something, post bronchial cough
Hold on a second.
situation when I was in college or just after college. This was like, I don't know, 2012, 2013.
Right.
Maybe later than that, but still, he had it for like 3 years. It was wild.
We do not have the most amount of things.
I'm gonna
to
get rid of this
chit-chat
food
about
as fast
this
as I
week.
can before the live show.
Yeah,
Sure.
no
So, you
worries.
know,
Well, we've got a
got-
pro tour to talk
Got
about.
Pro Tour.
We've
We definitely
got
have some controversy
Marvel.
for the Pro Tour.
Yeah, we've got some Marvel to
And we
peek.
got lots of Marvel
Yep,
to talk about
yep.
and all the Marvel things.
We've got the Lorwyn story.
Have anybody, you guys read it?
I've
I
written
know
the
some
joke.
people who have, and
Right.
they seem mostly positive on it.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
good
couple
story.
people who are a little bothered by what sounds like the 80s-esque Dustmorn motif a little bit kind of going on with a couple of the characters.
Sure.
But other than that, that's the only real gripe I've heard. Everybody else actually seems to like it.
The joke is about the story, so we don't have to talk about the story per se. And then we can touch on Riftbound for a 2-minute segment to just be like, there was a 300-person event for a card game that isn't Magic.
Okay. Put a list. Put a note in there. But yeah, interesting. I won't touch too much on the takesies backsies. We can certainly dig into that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I
I
mean,
don't think. I think it's a lot of noise and not a
yeah,
lot of
people are making more of
anything.
it than it is.
Yeah.
hey, it
Like,
is controversy, and we just, you know,
Hey, the show. That's what
the
the show
community
does.
just yum 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 yum, just eats that
Sure,
shit
man.
up. Just let's go. Like
If we got to talk, if we want to talk about it,
we
then we'll
we
have.
gotta talk
I
about it.
think I saved. Hold on, I'll post it in
I've
the.
got extremely boring opinions about
Right,
that
and we need,
extremely spicy topic.
and I'm right. I plan on, and I'm finding it right now. I'm planning on putting was it pharmacist judge put it in the show topics there?
Yes.
Men, you're lovely. We appreciate you.
I would just straight
Um,
up word for word
that's
read what he
I'm
said.
literally
Oh,
copying
okay.
and pasting
I'm not
that.
sure if it's the same or not.
I don't know if I want to go the whole route to say the whole thing, but certainly
Yeah, it's
it's going to be
fine.
it's going to be in
I
the
just
show
posted it in
notes.
the Discord chat, but
Yeah.
Right, it's
I
going to
had
be in the
saved
show
that from
notes,
earlier
and
in the week.
Yes.
it'll be
Also a
fine.
good. This was also I saw this earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
between the
like I
two
said,
of them,
hey,
we've got.
I don't want to go on about it because we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
explanation's fine. Like the thing is, for everybody who plays or has played high level competitive stuff, you kind of read through it and go, yeah, that makes sense. You know,
Well,
but if you haven't, the optics look real bad in real time.
Yeah.
we should save it for the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a thing that happened and a stuff, which is cool. Let's see here. What else is going on with y'all at this point in time?
Mm.
There was a new summoning salt that came out yesterday. And summoning salt is always a reason to celebrate in my world.
Yeah.
One of the coolest YouTubers. He makes videos about speedruns.
Yeah.
He made a video about Punch Out and how he actually worked on his own record for Punch Out, which is really rad.
Cool.
And it's cool as shit because my son right now is obsessed with Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Mm.
For whatever reason, these streams crossed at the same time, but he like totally into it. He's been playing. There's like this sort of custom version that somebody's built online
Okay.
via one of the websites that like teaches kids how to code. So you can actually go in
Oh.
there and like change things about it if you want to see different ways that the AI could work or whatever.
Cool.
And yeah, so he's been totally obsessed with like beating Tyson. He finally beat Tyson after weeks and weeks of trying, And I was like, son, you have legitimately bested your dad. I never beat Tyson in my
Really?
whole life. I've
Nice.
tried many times. I memorized the code, just couldn't beat him. And yeah, so he did. That was great.
Yeah, I did a few times.
Yeah, well, congratulations because it's
Very
shit's
cool.
hard. And of course, once you see the guys, they're like, "Oh, it's so easy. We just had to get frame perfect hits 11 times in a row," and they did casual.
Yeah.
That does
Sure.
remind me.
Casually.
I need to go dig back through my view history. I think I saw it yesterday. But there's a person who's taking video games and making little mini movies about like if they were real, like how you could pull them off or whatever. And it's like pretty cool. And he did one recently on Punch Out.
Oh, well, list it in the chat. I would love to see it.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and find it.
Some of that new content. But yeah, we got new Sun and Salt, new Nakey Jakey, new Drew Gooden. Ooh, we be eating good.
Well, everybody's trying to get that good holiday money on the
Yeah.
ad rev.
Right.
I don't blame them. It's cool. I understand. But also Counter-Strike, we're getting into actual, factual, big arena with the top 8 teams this weekend. The major is finishing, the Budapest Major, which is, again, like the Super Bowl of Counter-Strike. And the top 8 teams are all, like, what you would consider top tier.
The expected teams.
They are the expected team, right? There's no, like, weird dark horse or whatever. It's like, nope, everybody you thought was going to get there got there.
All the front runners, basically.
Yeah, all the front runners. All of them are in, like, the top 10, top 12 of the world, as you would expect. And it's been super fun so far. And if you like Counter-Strike, you can't miss it. It starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. And it's going to be awesome because, thousands of people cheering on a video game is cool and rare.
For sure.
Man. I don't know about y'all, but I've been up to my butt in what's going on with Stranger Things 5.
Yeah.
What
That's on my list to watch this weekend. So.
Oh, man, you're going to love it. Because I saw, like, yet another one, Screen Crush. Screen Crush is a really cool channel, and they do some really cool videos about like what if and what can happen. So they did another one today about what if the villain wasn't so villainy and blah 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 blah. What if so and so was different such and such as you know what I mean? Like just throwing. Honestly, it feels like spaghetti at the wall, but it's kind of fun because you're just like you don't know what the hell's going on. And there's magical powers, so who knows what they're going to pull out of their hat. But it's really neat trying to trying to go back, and some of one of my favorite bits is when they go and they show a bit of interview.
Mhm.
Some of the actors say some stuff, and like clearly they shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, they say something, the other one's like, "Shut up." You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, "Oh, no, I mean something else." You know.
I have been seeing a lot of Stranger Things content where people are showing the actual locations everything's based on,
Oh, neat.
which has been kind of cool. So
That's fun.
there's a lot of it is centered around the base in Montauk, Illinois,
Mhm.
Sure.
which has a lot of mystique around it anyway.
Yeah.
But there's that, and apparently you can go tour like the Hawkins or the yeah, what's the guy, the police officer, like his place in the woods. Apparently that's
Mhm.
like a real place.
Mhm.
The house where they had like the Christmas lights up with the letters, like that's a
Sure.
thing you can go tour, and
Nice.
so it's kind of cool that they've made those available to the public. That those are actual things.
Mhm. Man, I tell you what, this whole thing with Quentin Tarantino hating on Paul Dano.
It's weird.
What is the fuck? What is happening?
It's so strange.
It's so weird.
Somebody
Like,
said
what?
something in private about somebody's wife
Yeah,
or grandma
for sure.
or something.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Someone
for
said
sure,
some
for sure,
smack,
for sure.
this
Because
is-
it's weird.
Yeah,
It's just weird.
it's just weird. Like, and the whole thing is like he makes it almost like sort of like this masculinity thing or something.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
odd.
It's very
And
strange.
of all the people,
I know.
all the SAG, members,
Paul Dano is such a nice person.
and he's such
That's
a good
the thing
actor.
that makes it weird,
He's
right? Like,
Really
that too.
fucking good. He really.
And even if you just started with like, I just don't like your acting style, you'll never be in my movies, blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Then like, okay,
Yeah, but that's not.
but
the
these are just
answer.
weird like personal shots.
Right,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
tell me if you have ever seen Prisoners, and if you haven't,
Right.
go watch it. But you cannot tell me you've seen Prisoners and Paul Dano is a bad actor. You just you can't. You can't.
Yeah,
It's just
for sure.
not happening. Like
For sure.
bruh, it's fucked up. And so yeah, I've seen some dunk content, if you will.
I mean,
on
though, to be
just,
fair,
yeah.
Tarantino's lately had trouble writing movies without the N word in them. So
Well, sure.
like,
There is also that.
Well,
so if one of them has a problem, it's probably not Dano.
and then like his Roman Polanski comments like resurfaced again, where he
Yep.
tried to say something like the girl was like into it or whatever, and it's like, oh dude, stop. No, I don't know. It sucks because being such a huge fan of Tarantino and just having that like respect, just like
Yeah.
continue to just go this way,
To decline.
all
Yeah,
over the time.
that
It's like,
sucks.
you didn't.
I get it. I know.
Yeah, I get it. That sucks. Womp womp.
To be fair, though, he's always had a little bit of a weird demeanor to me anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I just didn't know what to pin it on. Now I do.
Right.
Well, he also, so for what I understand, he read for a role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and an earlier draft of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was even more self-indulgent, and Paul Dano walked out of a read-through.
Really
Oh,
That was the rumor
Really?
I heard,
interesting.
was that like there was a bunch of stuff having to do with like 3 pages of feet content because it's
Oh, the feet.
Tarantino.
Oh,
And then
of
like
course.
even more like weird self-centered bullshit that you'd expect from Tarantino.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's weird.
I don't know what to tell you.
Different movie news. Totally different. I saw a thing that was like Billie Eilish has a tour, a live, music tour thing that's going to come to theaters. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, this is just a cash in, whatever. It's another pop star that wants to make some money on the box office and bob. And then
Yeah.
I heard James Cameron, and I was like, oh, my attention is piqued. So James Cameron whipped out some newfangled, brand new 3D tech to make this 3D concert movie with Billie Eilish.
Okay.
And so now I am just ripped in half of I can't handle people like they're going to be singing in the theater. You just know they are.
course they
Versus
are.
I want to watch anything 3D that James Cameron has a hand in, because the man is a stone cold master at that technology. He just is. And holy
The
shit.
secret is go see it week 2 during a matinee.
Oh,
Yeah.
Week 1, you're wrecked.
Week
Don't
1,
even
you can't
bother.
do it.
Week
Week
1.
1, you
Yeah,
can't
like
do
that's just not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Just get that out of your head.
yeah. So, But it looks really cool. Like again, I was just like, this sounds dumb. What are we doing? And then like, oh, you got Mr. Cameron involved. You got Jim. You can only call him Jim if you're friends.
Right.
Honestly, I think it's a great idea for musicians to start doing it.
I think so too.
Yes, agreed.
Easy money. There's
Well,
a lot
it's
of
If
there's
they
a lot of
the
cities-
music industry is fucked. Like
Yeah,
you
man.
can't make money from an album anymore.
yeah.
but there's a lot of cities you won't be able to get to that you still have a lot of fans in. But they have movie theaters,
For sure.
you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's you're like Taylor Swift, you're big enough, you just get to double dip. Someone went to your concert and still went to see you at the movie theater.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Give you all the money. They're like, ooh, we can
Yeah.
relive it a different way, you know?
Yep.
Good
You
for
can take
them.
your friends who couldn't afford the whatever it was at one point, $900 tickets or $1,000 tickets, whatever it was.
Right. There was a really cool documentary I got to see a few days ago. It's on the GameSack channel.
Yeah.
And it's called Pixels to Pages, The Story of Electronic Gaming Monthly. And if you were
Oh, yeah.
a video game nerd like I was in the 90s, holy shit. Electronic Gaming Monthly and GamePro were like the two
Hey,
monoliths that went
Don't
head to
don't
head.
disrespect Nintendo Power.
Oh, dude,
That
Sure.
Nintendo Power was my
trifecta.
roots.
Like,
but they
yeah.
didn't really fight on the shelves. For me, Nintendo Power came
Right.
in my mailbox.
Yeah.
But on the shelves when I went to the store, there was EGM and there was GamePro, and they smashed together. And there were some other ones or whatever. But those were the big ones. And to really hear from the guys behind it, and they had to like come up with their own technology to take CRT photos in Japan, because if they didn't do it, no one would get them any information. No one would give you screenshots.
Yeah, that
back
makes
then.
sense.
They didn't sort of print out any for you or send any or whatever. You had to take them yourselves and develop them yourselves. And how are you going to do that?
Right.
There's multiple times where he's like, if I hadn't taken this photo right here of this game right here, absolutely nothing of this game's existence remains. It's only what they took a picture of during that show, during that time in Japan as a foreigner. Like, what are you doing here? And like, a bunch of dudes sleeping in the office, working on nonstop because they're just gamers gaming for a living, right? So it's super cool. Highly recommend it. It's a little over an hour. Super well done. It's got interviews with all the people who were involved. Just really fun stuff. Really enjoyed it. Can highly recommend. But yeah, I love me some video game magazines back in the day. And then Next Generation showed up. This is, the rocks were soft, people. Give me a minute. The Next Generation showed up to be like real games journalism. Like they were cool and they had real cool, splashy, big stories or whatever about the next new tech and the game. Blah, blah, blah. And that was neat. And
Dude, you were talking about magazines on the shelf. I remember this interaction I saw at a Hastings.
back in my
You remember
day.
what those were? Like the entertainment stores.
Yep.
But there's a guy who came up and he was frustrated because I guess his woman had came and bought the wrong magazine. And it was a Weed World, but he wanted High Times. So he needed to exchange it.
Right.
And they were writing everything to exchange it. And in the middle of it, he literally asked, like, hey, are y'all taking applications? And the lady just kind of looked at him.
You see, in the
Like,
four
yeah.
times children.
I love that.
Yes, we are.
You couldn't get near the marijuana.
That's excellent vibes.
Yeah,
Yep.
and be paid for employment. And if you
Now,
did,
I
you
knew
had
most of the
lineout.
workers there. So she just looked at me and like, we're 86 in that thing as soon as it comes back. And I was like,
Right.
yeah, I sort of assumed.
Yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to that one. But yeah,
But I was like, dude, you got to have some
Yeah,
self-awareness,
that's very good.
man. Like, especially in Texas. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing?
Texas is getting weird, man.
It's been weird.
It's getting weirder, which is a whole thing.
People wonder why I was in a hurry to get out of there. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I got out just in time.
Yeah, that's all gold.
Though,
Go ahead.
random news, it looks like both Talarico and what's her name? Jasmine are gonna run for Senate,
Oh.
both in Texas, which is interesting.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Please.
Because I was thinking, it'd be
It's-
one or the other that decide. Jasmine Crockett,
Right,
that either one of them decides to run, but they decided they're both going to do it.
But
So
it's not. It's not the Ted Cruz's seat, right?
that I don't know. I didn't look into detail. They both just announced a couple days ago.
Right. I don't think.
Do you
it's
wanna-
his seat. I think it's the other one.
If you want to see more of nerds taking over the world, Kat Agubazela had Brennan Lee Mulligan on as a guest on her stream.
Oh,
Kat Abugazela is running for Congress in Illinois, one of the Chicago, Illinois seats, and she is a popular pundit and commentator, but and is also a huge nerd. And so had Brennan on as a guest, which I thought was very cute and fun.
Yeah, I think smart politician would have been working to master streaming, interactive gaming, whatever, over the last few years.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially seeing what AOC did back in 22, I think it was.
did you guys hear about Miami flipped their mayor?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
First time in 30
Yeah,
years.
that was yesterday.
I did
it was
not
yesterday,
hear
I
that.
think, when the results came in.
First time.
Wow.
Crazy.
But what AOC did is she got on when she was running for office and literally just had people on. They played, I think, Among Us or whatever.
Yep, I saw that. I watched that stream live.
Yeah, and it had a
The
huge
Ilhan
number of
Omar-
people. I mean,
it's still top 5 all time.
yeah, it
It's
was
still
I saw that.
one of the most popular.
because when I
streams.
saw it, it was like a few 100,000. I was like, "What the hell?" You know, like. But it was she was using it as a way to answer questions for people because you knew a bunch of people watching don't know all the details because
Yep.
American education sucks. So like they don't know anything about anything. So she was just fielding questions while they're playing the game and answering them for other creators who had questions because you knew that their people would listen to them. And I'm like, it's a great way to reach a ton of people for almost no cost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you do it? Like, it's just, I mean, I know why, because there's no money in the system and you can't handshake the deals and whatever, you know,
Right,
like
right.
that's the real reason you want to do it. But realistically, if your goal is to reach people, easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's a slam dunk easy way.
Yeah. All right, it's 3 months. 3 months. It's 3 minutes before 11 o'clock. 2 minutes now. Appreciate you guys hanging out for the pre-show. Remember, if y'all are patrons, access to Discord, which means you get access to hanging out with us on Tuesday nights because we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original 2005 animated show. We're down to season 3, which is dope. And $5 or more, you'll get access to every old Avatar watch that we've been doing, and B, every pre-show we've ever had for 10 years. So you just want an absolute buttload of content. Also, pay up, my children. I'll tell you more terrible things I did in my youth that I shouldn't have done.
We'll get to that at the end of the show. We'll get to that in the punchline.
We'll get to more of that later. It'll be fine. It'll be fun. Yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Bingo bango. Woohoo!
But yeah, you know, not a ton of crazy news considering we're getting toward the end of the year. So
Yeah, it slows down. It happens. You know, we're here to chat. We don't be surprised if we throw maybe anybody got some questions in the chat. It's not the first time we would have done that because sometimes we get there, but you know, there's a few different ways and means to look at what did happen, particularly the World Championships and how that went.
Sure.
oh sure,
Yeah.
I got plenty I can say on that if you want. So.
Coverage was neat. I mean, I could go on my Hall of Fame rant if you like. I got that one locked and loaded in the chamber at all times.
Always
Just
on my hip.
It was like, hey, Hall of Fame. I'm like, Hall of Fame is bullshit. How dare they give us a Hall of Fame sticker on the broadcast? You can't even get in the fucking Hall of Fame. You know. And then I just lose my shit. And then I throw out my idea of a museum in Renton. And they can make it a broadcast hub and a museum during the day. And they can sell keepsakes and mementos. And
Real talk, like this area just has an infinite amount of museums anyway. People would visit it.
absolutely. I mean,
Like we have museums for
you want to
everything.
talk about
up here.
exit through the gift shop? Are you kidding me?
Oh, dude, there's like a bonsai museum, rhododendron museum. There's a museum of glass.
All you
There's
gotta do,
like you name
Yeah.
it. Like,
and
all
all you
within
gotta
like
do is give
I
us
have-
a
5 minutes
secret
of it.
layer that only shows up at that museum.
That'd be
for one whatever.
amazing.
Dude, they
Yep.
can do
No,
it. They don't care
Evan.
anymore. They don't care
Evan,
anymore. They used to
you
give such a big shit
changed-
about that.
You want people to show up more than once. You just make it like F&M cards.
Sure.
You just change what card is every month.
Yes. Yes. And that however many how many promos they go through is the print run of the promo.
Yes.
let me tell you, I don't know if y'all know this,
Seriously.
but there's a museum of pop culture up here,
Oh, cool.
which has a lot of
some
cool
of that.
stuff in
I've
it.
seen some stuff
Especially
like that.
since you have like Jimi Hendrix and all that in the area. So
Yeah,
it's all really
in
cool.
Seattle for sure.
But they have a whole section on art of just magic. like Wizards of the Coast, D&D, Magic stuff. So
Yeah.
a lot of classic art in there and whatever if you want to come by
Nice.
and see it. So
All right.
it's part of local culture for sure already.
Very cool.
Let's get started here. I appreciate you guys hanging out for the pre-show. We got to get started on the big show right now. We're going to start recording locally. All right. And we are going to get started here in 3, 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Magic Mics, proudly sponsored by Manapool. Manapool.com is a fast-growing marketplace for Magic the Gathering that makes buying and selling cards easy. Their optimizer helps you get the best value when buying cards, and the team is focused on making it a great experience whether you're looking to buy a whole commander deck or selling off some extra cards. Use the promo manapool.com/promo/magicmics to get 5,000 mana. That's $5 for free while supplies last. I'm Evan Irwin. We get started each week by saying hello to my 2 co-hosts. Power Dragon.
What's up, everybody? I had to fight some scammers off with the bat and still got here on time to hang out with y'all.
Man. Ruben Bressler.
Fight them off with a bat. That's the wrong comic company. You have to fight them off with a different superhero.
Nice,
That's
nice.
true. That's true.
Now, if you missed our pre-show, patrons get access to our extended version right after we're done here. And I would note that mana pool promotion will be ending sooner than you probably were expecting. So get on that free money. And I've actually seen multiple people on Reddit, unprompted, been like, I've been using mana pool and it's awesome.
Nice.
So just throwing that out there, y'all. If y'all haven't gotten your free money, figure it out.
I'm telling you, lots of cool little features you're not used to because, like, we didn't know it, but TCG Player was kind of basic. It just had a lot of stuff on it.
I think the thing is that TCG Player, I think, is kind of rested on their laurels a little bit, you know?
Absolutely, because there wasn't competition.
Right. So
Not quality competition.
Right. They just kind of steamrolled and they gave all these stores the option to sell online. And then they just sold to eBay and they took the money and ran. And now it's like, well, we ain't got to work that hard. We'll just leave the technology the way it is. Then we got this scrappy, up and comer. It's like, no, let's make a good experience. Let's do a cool promo. And here we are.
One day I'll have to tell that story. I almost ended up working for TCG Player.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a story time. Maybe if we have time on the next show or two when news is light.
I probably have applied at TCG Player, although Evan knows this, that before I first worked at Star City Games, I wrote for the TCG Player blogs. If you remember the TCG Player blogs.
Yeah.
My first podcast appeared on Brain Burst.
Ooh, there you go. Buddy.
Yeah, so we old around here.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna out geriatric you two, but it's still pretty old.
It's pretty old. Well, look, there was a world championship this past weekend, and one of the things I brought up, my first bit, because I'm here to complain about things, which is I was like, oh, cool, it's the Magic World Championship, and they're like, the Magic World Championship 31, and I'm like, okay, it's the Magic World Championship 31. I don't know how often we referred to it by that number.
By number?
We've referred to it in the past via Roman numerals, which I've seen.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, Roman numerals. I also understand that the Magic World Championship 30 would be triple X. Not always the best look, right? I understand these things. But I feel like we should just say it's the year, just the 2025 World Championship. Like, is that bad? Was that not good? I don't get it.
I thought that was a little strange. I
could
remember
go either way. I feel like they've done 20. I feel like they announced 25 for some reason. That sticks out in my head. So I feel like maybe we've been doing it for a little while.
Right. Big thing
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a lot of Roman numeral ones. And I get why they do the Roman numeral ones. Yeah. I also, obviously, the Pro Tours used to be named after cities, but that got confusing when they kept visiting the same cities over and over again.
Right.
So it's like which Pro Tour New York or which Pro Tour Chicago or which Pro Tour Paris are we talking about? So I understand why they switched away from that. With the Magic Championships, numbering them does make sense. I don't care about Arabic numerals versus Roman numerals, particularly. So I'm good with it.
I will say this though, like being a sports ball fan, right? Like when I think about Super Bowls and I have to think about, oh, that was Super Bowl 28 or that was 32 or where, like it can be hard to kind of place the stuff with the dates sometimes. So you have to try to like remember what teams were in it and whatever. And I sort of feel that way when like it's easy to say, hey, it was the 2025 World Championship. Like, all right, cool. It's easy to remember what sets were out at that time, and you can kind of piece together everything. Whereas if you just say it's 31, we kind of go, okay, I think I can roughly remember what that was at that time, and
Right.
Yeah.
so
You can
I
also
would
like
probably,
remember the era at the very least. Like if I
yeah,
say
yeah,
Super Bowl 17, I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I also know vaguely the era.
Yeah.
But
sure.
for like the World Series, I want to remember it by the year because I'm not going to remember what the 78th World Series champion was. Like it gets a little unwieldy once you get up to the higher numbers.
Yeah,
Well,
it just feels like it's just one of those things where I'm like, I get it, I understand it. I wouldn't like down any heels over it, but I'm like, you sure you would just want to call it the 2025 World Championships, right?
if
Because
we did it by year, I could get on board, and I wouldn't
I'd
be upset
also
about it.
I'd also be
Yeah.
okay naming it after the set because we aren't repeating set names. So like World Championship, I guess World Championship Avatar is a little loose, or World Championship Spider-Man or something like that. But
well,
whatever.
okay. So the recent World Championship cards, because the winner gets their own card,
Hmm.
Yeah.
has been said their name, Nathan Stour, World Champion
Yeah,
XXVIII.
yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Why would we not use Roman numerals if you're going to put it on the
Oh, that's a
bottom of the
good point.
card?
If it's going to be on the card, that should be consistent.
Just saying, I think that's a little weird, and I didn't necessarily like it. However, I will take something that I've complained about because that's me, but I will also take something that I absolutely love because I've definitely complained about this previously, and they did a
Yeah,
kick-ass job with this
dude,
trophy.
this trophy looks
This
so good.
trophy is
Yep.
sick.
Dude,
Yep.
this is the best Magic trophy I've ever seen.
It's a
I
fantastic
literally,
trophy.
It's not close.
because I'll
It's
say this,
so
like,
good.
the one thing I feel like I've never gotten in Magic was a plaque or a trophy from a big event, right? Where
Right,
Grand Prix, whatever. And most of the time, I'm like, it sucks I don't have one, but whatever, right?
right.
That time has passed. But I saw that and went, I would want that.
Yep.
Like that, like when I've ever wanted a trophy, that one's the one. Like, don't get me wrong, the other one with the Planeswalker symbols, all right, whatever.
It's fine.
But this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the type of thing that like it's worth investing the money in because it makes such a really cool dynamic part of the event that you can
Yeah.
have this really awesome trophy. They made a whole piece of content about how it was made, which is
Yep.
another awesome thing
Gorgeous.
for marketing. B, the winner's going to show this off forever and ever, which is super cool. Like I love this. I know it probably was not cheap. But you also get what you pay
Trophies
for,
shouldn't be cheap.
and it's
Yeah,
a damn
it's
fine
custom.
way to represent
Yeah.
the world championships of the game.
This is by far the best looking trophy Magic has ever had. If you're not going to stick with a cup, which I think that cups are fine,
I'm a
they
big cup
harken
guy.
back.
You know all about
They
cups.
Yep.
harken back to Roman tradition when the winners were given olive oil or wine or something. Whatever. If you're going to do a cup, then great. If you're going to do a championship belt, like a wrestling tournament or a boxing event, also fine because that's a vaguely understood thing. But if
Yeah, it's
you're
a
trying to
recognized item.
it's
Yeah.
a recognized item.
Right.
But in general, we can't replicate sports ball trophies. We can't, there's not an object we can put at the top, like a football or a basketball or a soccer ball, that is really going to threaten or encapsulate what Magic is, because that's not what we have. And so the other way to go is something super different, super iconic. Like the Indianapolis 500 trophy has like those fanning
Yeah, little
raceways,
flags, whatever.
the little
Yeah.
flags and stuff.
Yeah.
This is that. This is finally they were like, what is Magic known for? I mean, the Black Lotus. If you ask a normie anything about Magic, the only card they might know is the Black Lotus.
Right.
So let's make the best looking, most gorgeous, artisan crafted Black Lotus trophy we can possibly make. I think it's perfect.
So here's the question: do they run it back next year for the next World Championship?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I got no
Absolutely.
problem with that. I just want
Yep.
to just like throw it out there. Is
And-
this something that they should be working on a different design, or are we
No,
cool
And
with
I
I
will
what
think
say
they
this
this
is-
though, the
I'm good.
design is so clean,
Mhm.
right? Like it's minimalist while still being able to have like the ornate piece on it,
Mhm.
right? It's just the wire frame, which is really cool. Like it's an elegant trophy, which is
Yeah.
something I don't think I've ever said about a Magic trophy, but it is a
Absolutely.
very elegant trophy the way it's designed. And honestly, even if you did half size of these for like Pro Tour wins or whatever, I'd be okay with. And then like your World Championship is the big one. Like I'd be fine with that too.
I'd also be okay with Moxen as
Sure.
trophies for smaller events, and the
Yeah.
Lotus being the trophy for bigger events. Much like you have bracelets for the World Series of Poker and rings for circuit events, for
Yeah.
World Series of Poker
Yeah.
circuit events. Having smaller, similarly crafted but differently themed items would also work. And Moxen are another part of Magic lexicon and lore. So, but I also like the idea of smaller flowers.
Get some
The
lotus
bottom,
petals.
sure, Lotus Petal, great. But
And-
bottom line is, do not change a thing. This is gorgeous.
A
10 out
plus
of
plus,
10.
no notes on the trophy for real.
yeah, if there was ever no notes on a trophy, this is one.
And as someone who has ranted and raved about trophies, y'all did it right. Fantastic. Tell whoever's job that was to choose that was very much on the nose. Did a great job. Okay, so want to talk a little bit about the top 8. The fact that there were, what, 4 Boomerang Basics in 7 of the 8 decks, right?
Yeah.
The blue talent was everywhere all the time.
Storm Chaser?
Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because Boomerang Basics with Storm Chaser's talent itself is just
Right.
like,
just
That's
became the best thing. And so there's a few ways I think to look at this. One, I don't think the format is
Oh, we're gonna need
broken.
like 10 minutes. There's a
We'll need
lot.
a minute, but just to get it out there, because we've been around a long time, y'all, and I've seen results like this. Now, just particularly because this is the World Championship, I would say that. So what's going to happen is you're going to have the absolute most tuned things to do the most powerful interaction that the pros have think they've found, which is essentially the Boomerang and the Storm Chasers and the Grand and so on. I think Seth Manfield and that team went a little bit further with the Monument, because I think the Monument was the real key to break those mirrors you're going to be seeing the entire weekend. So that was super cool. But that deck was dominating, and it was a lot of mirror matches, and we saw a bunch of mirror matches, and they ended up being the mirror in the finals and so on. But I think the deck was cool, but it also paints a giant target on itself. There's lots of ways to disrupt it, and there's lots of ways to hate on it. And so I think what you see now is you're going to have this real boomerang effect of like, you know what's good now. You really know what the pros think is the best interaction, and now you're going to play whatever doesn't let that happen or get ahead of itself.
Yeah, I think to your point, with it being the World Championship, there was only 126 people or something qualified for it. So
Right.
fairly small field, and a lot of these players are testing on groups of 8, 10, hell, some of them 16 people, which is a significant chunk of the field in each one of those testing rooms.
Right.
So if they come up with anything that they think everybody else is going to be playing, like, yeah, we just want the best version of this so we're not falling behind, right?
yeah.
And we also know that pro players tend towards certain decks or whatever anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's already kind of
Pro
part
players
of it.
are going to tend towards like blue-red spell-based tempo decks.
Oh, yeah.
Have a 52% against the field in every matchup because that's what they like to do. It'll happen over and over again. Delver is always going to be popular.
But I will say this too, though. If you go through and break down the results, there were some Golgari decks that actually performed pretty well against the Izzet decks. A couple of different ones. They probably just had bad draft rounds or whatever, and didn't even make the cut. But that's something else to figure into this too. I mean, hell, I played. A matter of fact, I think I have a video going up tomorrow. That's basically I'm just rolling these in best of one with stupid gruel with scavenging ooze.
Yeah.
I mean,
You need to up the graveyard hate. I thought one of the fun things out of the weekend was Grandcestral Recall from Accumulate
Yep.
Wisdom, firing off for 1 blue mana. If you have 3 spells or 3 lessons in the graveyard, Grand lets you play 1 blue for it. If you have the Artist Talent out, you pay 1 blue for it. So it's a whole thing after you upgrade it and so on. But the point is, 1 blue mana to draw 3 cards is a thing you can do.
Yeah, but
Even
when
if
you
you
kill
gotta
a
work for
grand and you make them pay 2 to just get 1 card, like the deck looks
Yeah.
real pedestrian. Let me tell you.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not, not doing that. But.
When you can pay 1 blue mana to draw 3 cards, the deck is incredible. But just like when you could, shut down you could shut down a treasure cruise by getting like playing a rest in peace or whatever. You can shut this down with scavenging ooze and removing grand from the field and stuff like that. This is not the end of the world. It's a small field tournament.
Right.
And by the way, for a small field tournament, 18.3% of the field being the highest number of a standard deck is pretty low. That's a pretty healthy.
It's a
Yeah.
fine percentage.
I agree.
That's a pretty healthy standard metagame, especially for a small field
For a
tournament.
small
So
field like that, it is that kind of surprising.
I was
Honestly.
very pleased with the metagame breakdown here. I mean, Boomerang Basics was the most popular card in the field, but the
Right.
second most popular card was Badger Mole Cub, at least from the new sets.
Right.
Yeah.
Badger Mole Cub being green means that it wasn't even in a lot of the Boomerang Basics decks. So, players are playing lots of different things all across the different types of metagames that exist. So I think that, it is good for there to be a best deck. I think it's nice when a deck emerges as the winner of the tournament, especially one that is tuned for the mirror. That's fun to see develop. And so over the course of the tournament, we saw these Lessons decks having mirror matches, and then the deck that had the monument in it turned out to be the one that was taking over these mirror matches and being able to outperform and make it all the way to those final rounds. I think that's cool. I think that that's fun, and I think that that's healthy for a metagame. So I'm excited for the metagame by the results of these tournaments.
Yeah, I would say too, throw in the fact that these decks looked even better than they were because you knew you were going to have a lot of mirrors, right? Those mirrors
Right.
don't have a lot of counter spells. They don't have graveyard removal. They're not playing anything to get rid of artifacts or enchantments outside of a bounce spell. Right? There's really nothing there. So that was kind of one of those things that made watching the matches a little weird because you sort of knew, okay, well, once we reach this state, this is how it's going to progress because the interaction's kind of minimal even after sideboarding. So yeah, I think you'll see these change a lot. They'll evolve a bit, and the metagame's obviously going to shift around this, with this being the is it decks being the focal point.
Basically, run graveyard hate. There was not enough graveyard hate in the field, clearly, and focusing on that just cuts off a lot of its power, essentially.
Well, one of the silly things that came up a lot was the lessons that they're using to get rid of creatures can't target planeswalkers.
Yeah.
So you'd see like a Ral hit, and then it was just
oh
like,
man,
all right,
that would mess them up. Yep.
yeah. So Ral's just going to
Good
do
luck.
some damage now,
Yeah.
So now we got to cover the controversy because man, there's controversies all over the place, aren't there? And Seth Manfield was the champion of the event. He won 10 years ago. He won in 2015. Now he won in 2025. And
That makes him one of only 3 two-time champions, right?
right. But Shahar Shinhar did it back to back, which was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, before we get started at all, this is not going to take anything away from that accomplishment. Of
course not.
Seth is unbelievable. The man went 0-2 undefeated. Didn't lose a game in the top
Nice.
8. Just
Love it.
just flew right in and said, "Thank you, I'll take that." Imagine going 0-2 in any event you've played in, and then having to win out and then win complete out through top 8. Unreal. The man is amazing. Seth is an incredible player, super cool guy. All right, cool. Well, what happened essentially is that he played a Boomerang Basics on I think it was the Endurance, what do you call it?
The talent.
The what?
Was it the artist talent? Was
Was it
that
the
what
artist
he was
talent?
targeting? I can't remember what he was targeting.
Forgive me. He was targeting
Yeah.
a Boomerang Basis with something, right? And he's
Of
basically-
his own.
of his own.
Yeah.
And he said, "Hey," after a second, he said, "Can I take this back?" And he asked. Ken Yukihiro said, "Okay."
Sure.
Judge said, "Okay." And then the world lost its mind. And how dare they do that? And so on and so forth. And I want to read a little bit here from Pharmacist Judge, longtime supporter of the show, great guy, well loved in the judge community, knows what he's talking about. And he says, "Look, I'm going to weigh in here. The policy that covers this was made in 2018, and the line is drawn at information gained. People are arguing that Ken allowing the spell to resolve is information gained, and it is not. When you look at that board state, and you importantly look at Ken's deck list, which is open information, Ken has blue-green and / black-green mana and a Cavern of Souls. His deck list has Bitter Triumph, not relevant to the situation, and Urgent Necropsy, which he can't cast. And he's already cycled his one copy of Web Strike Elite. So this takeback is allowed because of the World Championship. This is a rare time where deck lists are open in public, so Seth knows Ken has no responses because he's seen the deck list. So Ken saying something resolves is not information gained. Okay. If you allow that it resolves, and again, this is Pharmacist Judge, if you allow that it resolves as being information, if the player has no potential plays, players are incentivized to say it resolves as fast as possible to close the take-back window. This makes the tournament environment way worse You know the rules lawyers out there. The rules for takebacks are part of the tournament rules. The tournament rules are the same, and this to me is the most important part. They are the same whether you are at F&M or the World Championship. If you want little Timmy at F&M to have some takebacks, you must allow the world champions to have that same courtesy. Consistency is key, especially when writing policy. So, again, is it weird? Yes. But I would also note no one here, virtually no one listening, but if they are, high five, but virtually no one listening knows the pressure, the unbelievable pressure of playing in that type of situation and playing in front of tens and tens of thousands of people, all the people in the room, all the people that you respect and care about, all your teammates, anyone who's watching at all from Wizards, the team that is literally commentating on every single thing that you do and every move that you make. If you do something weird and or dumb, quote unquote, and the other player is okay with it, the world doesn't end, and it didn't really change the outcome, quote unquote. But even if it did, again, this is, to me, the most important part of that whole bit was you need a policy that works for F&M and the World Championships. And I'm okay that exists.
Yeah, in the moment, it felt like there was also some other confusion about what was going to trigger or not trigger or whatever. And
Right.
so, I mean, there could have been other stuff there. But in reality, again, no information change. The outcome of the game is not going to be affected greatly because of that, which is the other
Right.
big thing too, right? He takes it back. No other actions have been made. So, like, who like I get it. If you have never played competitively or you're a casual player that just kind of watches competitive stuff every once in a while, it's usually pretty smooth, right? So anything that does, take 5-10 minutes for judges to resolve or whatever and come back and fix the thing or whatever feels kind of weird, right? So I get how you can look at it that way. But at the end of the day, even if we say, all right, he loses that match or whatever, I mean, he didn't lose any others all day. You know what I mean? Let's give him a loss. He's still probably going to be the number one seed. He's still going to sweep the top eight. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, what are we really complaining about?
Yeah, I don't. Also, this is the eventual champion and a former world champion against the current player of the year. By the way, congrats to Ken Yukihiro for player of the year,
Hmm.
which we didn't talk about, but we might talk about later. These are two very experienced Magic players. So if they playing the game aren't bothered,
Right.
if the judge watching the game is okay with it, if everyone in the room, if no one runs in and says, wait, hold on, Marty, we have to go back to the future, then it should be fine. And the outrage was shocking to me. Maybe not outrage. The outpouring of opinions was shocking to me on this one. And I do think that there does need to be some level of difference between refereeing a game at the highest level and refereeing a game at your local F&M. I think that there's you're allowed to have some differences there. But also, these are we're playing a game, and there should be some similarities as well between the two. And if both players understand at the highest level that not that they're speaking the same language, that nothing is changed, nothing is gained, nothing is lost here, and that Ken's good with it and that Seth is good with it, like what's the
Look,
problem
I
here's
think. Oh, go ahead.
here's where I'm at, and this is interesting because someone had noted on YouTube, does it open the door for bad actors to exploit the rule? And here's what's different. Here's what's wild, and here's what a lot of people don't understand about the top levels of Magic, the super echelon. We're talking like the 1% up there, the LSVs, the Yukihiros of the world, whatever. If you just knew the respect that all of these guys have for each other, it is absolutely immense. These
Yeah.
rules lawyering pricks that you play, they try to just get every little jab and whatever. They don't play that way. They don't want to win that way.
Most of them don't
right.
get to that level.
Right.
Right.
They never will. But when you do, you understand and you have such respect. And the last thing you
Yeah.
would do is try to rules lawyer out something when that's not how you interact with
There's
the
a
world
very
at that level.
there is a very short list of people that Manfield would have asked, and there's a very short list of people that Yukihiro would have said yes to. We just happened to be lucky enough to see them both playing at the same time, and for this moment of humanity to appear on coverage. To me, this is an optimistic moment. To me, this should be looked at later as a coverage moment of the year, where we were lucky enough to see two of the greatest players in the world have a stickball moment, have a little bit of a kitchen tabletop moment.
Really was.
That they didn't jailhouse each other. That this is a let's do a little bit of takesies backsies together, a little
Right.
bit between friends here at the World Championship top 8. I think that's awesome. That makes me feel good about the people who are at the very top.
I mean, the other option is, let's say it was a mistake that he had to be held to and it affected the outcome. Like, is that the result we want either?
That's what I was
Right.
You're right.
saying.
Like, do
That's
you
not
want somebody to lose just because they misspoke or played too quickly or
Right.
whatever? And like,
You
that's
also got
weird.
to remember, Seth's probably not sleeping a lot with kids at home.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's probably
he's
also
he's
true.
got dad brain. Like, there's other factors here. So
But
and
I think
I,
this is
look,
I think
nothing.
Ruben, though, you do bring up a very good point. I think if you go back and watch it, Ken doesn't even have a reaction to it. You know, like he's like, yeah, that's fine. Like
it's
whatever.
fine.
Judge comes over, fixes the game state, and he says, all right, cool, and they keep playing Magic, right?
Right. Now, look,
If
someone was,
he even looked uncomfortable about it,
it would have
or
been not, yeah,
was
it would have
like,
been
you know,
okay.
if
Or
he
a moment's
side-eyed the
hesitation.
judge, like
Yeah.
we're
Or
just
a
like,
head, or just
wait,
a shaking of the head was all it would
yeah,
take.
there was nothing. So like if his opponent's cool with it, understand that his opponent is the player of the year. Right? He
Right.
he understands how to play Magic. He knows what the rules are. Like
Right.
if he has no issues with it, then why should the rest of us?
Right. Again, there is just like this certain kind of, there's like this club, there's this brotherhood, there's this feeling when you get to that top level of just mutual respect of,
Yeah.
again, and if he had in any way just like went like, Seth wouldn't have said another word. It wouldn't have been a
Yeah.
big deal. But again, they're not trying to rules lawyer out at those levels. They're not. They
Right.
don't want to win that way. They don't want to act that way. They don't want to have that kind of reputation. Like,
Right.
Well,
it's
think about it
important.
though. Like if I'm in Kinsey, let's say it does go the other way and I end up winning, and I win the tournament, whatever. Now you have people going, well, yeah, but if
If
you
you
would have
hadn't
just
called
rules
out the
lawyered
rules
Seth
lawyer
I
out,
don't
thing,
think
like,
so. I don't think that anyone would have batted an eye if Ken said no.
no,
I
I don't
think
think
that
so. But
if Seth said, "Can I take this back?" and Ken said no, Seth would have been
no,
like,
no, no.
"Fair,
But I'm just
fair
saying,
play."
if I'm Ken and Ken seat, that's always a thing there. Of like, what would the outcome have been?
Oh, sure,
Right? Like, would it have been different? But this way, if you win, you say, hey, I played the best and got the best.
yeah,
sure.
You
yeah.
know?
I was, as someone who has watched and hung out with these types of competitors before,
Hmm.
nothing surprised me in that interaction. Absolutely nothing. This debate
Yeah.
was about mutual respect, and you're not worrying about it because these guys know how to play at that top level and know what it means to them. All right, let's move out from the
I
first
do.
pick.
Before we move on, I want to touch
Yes.
on Ken Yukihiro.
Yeah, please.
Ken Yukihiro winning Player of the Year. Big congratulations to him. He's obviously been a pro for a very, very, very long time.
For sure.
I got to know Ken when he visited Vegas. He actually stayed at my apartment with
Really?
me and my roommates at the time. This was Ken. Hold on. This was Ken, Saito, uh, and Yuya. I
Oh,
want to
wow.
say we're all on a trip together, and they stayed at my house one time. And every once in a while when I saw him at the World Series, I would say hi and things like that. So it's not like we're close friends or anything, but he's always been a gem of a person. He's always been a nice guy. So congratulations to Ken Yukihiro. I have just a small amount of knowledge of him, but a huge amount of respect.
Yeah, and Yuya, unfortunately, someone mentions, they think that one of the bad actors and cheaters was in the Hall of Fame. They were
Yeah,
not. They almost
yeah.
got there.
I
Yuya
know.
almost
Yep.
got there, but
That's
did not
and
get
that's
there.
the downside is that when you do have this culture of trust and understanding, and then somebody breaks that culture of trust and
Oof.
understanding,
Yeah,
not
it
just in
hurts.
Magic, that's everything,
Yep.
and it's
And it's hard to
bad.
climb out of the hole.
Hard to climb out of the hole.
That's right. All right, let's move on to the first pick here. To gather the townsfolk, thanks to our sponsor, Mana Traders, the best tool to enhance your Magic online experience. Use the code MagicMikes_4CI for 10% off your next subscription with Mana Traders. Tell them we sent you. Really appreciate them sponsoring the show. And so this week we got to see a whole bunch of Marvel Superheroes preview. And I don't know how many times I can go around this wheel of how Wizards promotes their products. and how Wizards has to show off certain products at certain times so that so that distributors and large retailers can figure out how much they want to invest and or order from the set and so on, things to get them excited about what's interesting about the set and so on. And so they're just like, why is this here instead of Lorwyn? And it's like, how we've done this a long time, and I feel like there's people who should know better who are complaining about these promotion cycles, but that's neither here nor there. Point is, they unveiled some cards, and they unveiled one of the things that is just going to just break my heart in so many ways, which is using incredible comic book art for these amazing reprints, and we're never going to see it on Arena, and we're never going to see it on Magic Online. And my heart just snaps right in two. Let's look at some cards here from Ephemerate, which is awesome. Dig Through Time with Kang on there. Harbinger of the Seas with Namor, or Namor, if you will.
Namor.
Lord of Atlantis.
Namor, if you...
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah.
The sickest one, the one that really gets me, is the Extinction Event with the Snap.
Extinction Event with the Snap is
Dude,
probably the best one.
I think the Chaos Warp is sweet.
The Chaos Warp is
sick.
also sweet.
But the Extinction Event being you choose odd or even is, oh my god.
From a
so
card
perfect.
text perspective,
so
Extinction
perfect.
Event is definitely the best one. From an art choice perspective, there's 3 or 4 or 5 winners here. Extinction Event's a great one. Chaos Warp's a great one. I'm partial to the Horn of Greed because the Doctor Doom toot is a big favorite of mine from back in the day. I love the all of the heroic interventions, but specifically the one of them in the cave with them popping out together is one of my favorites. I think
actually that's from is that from Secret War? Yeah, where that came from? Yeah,
like that,
Secret War. So I think that there are very few places that have as deep of a well as Final Fantasy, as Marvel, the history of Marvel Comics. They're gonna have their pick of the litter here,
Oh, I said that when they announced it, when we found out it was Marvel Comics and not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I was like, oh, you get way more runway with the
big time,
Marvel Comics license.
For sure.
Every B, C, D list character is available. All the history from the last, 70, 80 years is available. Like, you have so much stuff you can do with this. Like, it's genuinely endless.
Yeah.
And actually, I just realized part of the reason this announcement probably came out, there could be a cross promotion thing, because I think this week or next week they're supposed to also be putting out the next trailer for Doomsday. I think. So
well, that's why
might be part of that whole promotional cycle.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that's why we got Marvel stuff this week.
Yeah.
Right before the holidays.
Right.
Instead of Lorwyn.
Anything here that has really cool comic book artwork on it, we're not going to see it on any digital clients. These are likely going to be much like the Spider-Man, special set, part of the print run. You don't see it. It'll be here. It did get to show us some of the Commander stuff, which features Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic and Human Torch and the Thing, and they all have this stuff where you can pay the mana that they are, I guess, all non-black mana. And then you can do something super cool, which is rad. So that's cool, sort of in the Commander sense. Let's note, what is the Commander set symbol? It's a M with some panels next to it. What is the main set symbol?
I think it's a book.
Yeah,
but yes,
it's a book with an M on it. What are
we doing?
Book? What? Who thought this M on a book thing was the best they could do?
Yeah, I don't like these. So one of them is.
I guess it's supposed to look like comic panels on the right.
I think so.
That's what I was expecting. Yeah, but again, what is this M on the main set thing? I don't get it.
It's not very good.
I don't get it.
That's being polite.
We're being.
I mean, I'm like being real.
Nice.
Like,
we're being nice. You want to go to the pre-show?
Polite.
I cuss a little bit, but seriously, this is
very
disappointing.
I know their employees there, and they take pride in coming up with the cool set symbols.
For sure.
So I don't know what happened. Because, again, you could have just done the large brick Marvel M. Yeah. We were talking about in the pre-show. You could have done like a silhouette of Stan Lee's face, which is like the glasses and the mustache.
Oh,
right?
I would have loved that.
Right? You could do that. Yeah. We talked about Captain America's shield. Would have been a good one. We could have done something.
Right?
Yeah. We could have done
Avengers
something to represent
A.
comics.
Avengers
We're
A
talking about
cool.
a
Yeah.
pin or a
Oh yeah,
paintbrush or
and
whatever.
also the stamp that is in the upper left hand corner. It's like 10 cents on
you
it.
could have done that, right?
Yeah,
Like
like the
there's a
Comics
bunch
Authority
of
thing.
things.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
just felt weird that this is where we land. And maybe in their head or like it looked like a certain thing and then when it got on a card the execution just didn't land.
Right.
Maybe, it because it sort of feels like that. But this was meant to be a thing because now that I'm staring at it, it's like
this
kind
feels.
of an open book, like an
It's a
open.
Yeah, no,
it's
I
some
get
pages.
it. I get what it's like. It's an open,
I
comic
get what
book.
it's doing.
But
But it
I
takes a while to figure out what it is, and that's not
Yeah.
good. Right.
and
Hey,
I-
we got raided by Jamie Topples.
yeah, thank you, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie
I was
Topples.
I
How's
was
it
gonna
going?
raid you, but you're
Oh,
here, so
look.
all right.
All
Awesome.
I'm saying is these cards look cool, and we'll move on. But
Actually,
man,
I want to point out something too, because I did a quick review of these, and somebody pointed out something in the artwork. Oh, actually, weird. I just noticed the Fantastic Four. All the characters lean the same way, and they all have like a weird striky thing going on in their artwork. Weird. I don't know. I just literally just noticed that while we're talking, but somebody had sort of like, oh, this is just slop and it looks like AI and blah blah. I was like, no, this does not look like AI.
no,
Like
I wouldn't say that.
AI
at
is
all.
getting harder and harder
No.
to discern. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
this very much as a set from what we've seen so far has the look of some classic comic style stuff mixed with almost like I got the vibe of the old Marvel trading card set stuff is sort of what some of this artwork felt like to me. So
Yeah,
you
it's
can
fine.
tell where some of the inspiration is taken from, but this is definitely not AI art. Like before
mean-
anybody even starts that.
Yeah, this incredible old artwork I got on the screen right now. That ain't AI. Somebody
No.
put pure
No.
rage in that thing and turned it to 10. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, so getting that out of the way, I don't like that at all. But I would say I like a bunch of these designs. I think Doctor Doom making Doombots, fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Super awesome. I love Captain America getting the shield counter. Makes perfect sense. I love Sentry making the void that your opponent gets because it's to fight against the void. All you have to do is bounce it, and you got a super cool undercosted creature. So like, there's some cool stuff here. I'm just like, I love Quicksilver showing up. I mean, my God, we got World War Hulk.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
I'll
awesome.
say this.
World
if
War
you're-
Hulk with a dramatic entrance text is dope
Well,
as
yeah.
hell also. I love that.
Love it.
What I like about this is that again, you get the feel already that they got comic book fans in R&D to work on this because
Yeah.
there's definitely some deep, like the Thunderbolts conspiracy is kind of a deep cut thing
Right.
that if you know the storyline and you get it, you're like, oh, this card's perfect, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna go, oh, this is a sweet card. I might play with this.
Right.
But I like that, hey, we're not just doing the obvious things. We're going in one step deeper to try to find mechanics that are resonant of the history, of the characters, of the stories. And that I think is what's going to be what helps the set sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my sort of concern was that we talked about this pre-show of, the coming of Galactus. That is awesome. I love everything this card is doing. This saga is rad. It does super powerful stuff. It makes a 1616 legendary elder alien creature token. Let's go. Like, that is fantastic. And I just feel like, how much are we going to lose when we move to generic whatever Omen Path stuff? I don't know, but I hope it at least halfway lives up to what we're seeing here.
Which
'cause it's
means
gonna be tough.
Eldrazi are basically as big as Galactus.
Yeah. Which, but to have these like really cool versions based on comic book panels, like this Captain America based on the cover of a classic issue, just all this stuff. It's just, man, it's so rad. And I don't know why they gave up not having it online, but I wish they had.
So
My
is
guess is it's some
Galactus-
type of contractual money deal.
Is Galactus being a 1616 an Earth 616 reference?
That's a good
Ooh.
question, but I'll take it. I think that's cool.
Maybe?
I'm trying to
That's
think
rad.
of like why it's a 1616. Like that was the
I hadn't
saw
really
that
thought
and I was
about
like,
that, but
why
that's a
is
good
that
point.
1616?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Also, Elder Alien is a cool creature.
Elder Alien is great.
but
Elder Alien is nice.
there's a lot, like you could have Watchers that are Elder Aliens.
For
right?
sure.
Like the Beyonder, whatever. Depending on how deep they want to go this set or the next couple sets.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there's some cool, cards in here I want to point out. For example, Baron Helmet Zemo rather. Baron Helmet Zemo is a really cool card. It's 3 black for a 3/3 rare legendary human noble villain. When you cast a black spell from your hand, he connives.
Yeah.
And it has
This
a
was
boast.
a cool.
It
I
has
like
a-
this text.
It has a
This
really
is-
cool boast ability. Let's take a look at this. Boast, which if you recall, you activate only if this creature attacked this turn and only once each turn. Okay, let's pay attention here. Exile any number of black cards from your graveyard with 15 or more black mana symbols among their mana costs, colon. This does not say at sorcery speed. This doesn't say during your main phase. You can do this as soon as you attack if you have them in your graveyard. And then it says, colon, copy those exiled cards. You may cast up to 3 of the copies without paying their mana costs. Removal spells showed up. Okay. Removal spell, giant monster. Removal spell, planeswalker, giant monster.
Sure.
Whatever you lined up
Oh,
there
we
at
can-
instant speed as
Giants,
soon as you
the-
attack.
6/6
think-
demon necromancy and
I say you just play a
Uh-huh.
couple of these in the decks that are already playing like Supreme Spider-Man or whatever
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Cavaro
Sure.
Reanimator, because you're like, I'm already filling the graveyard. Like,
Yep.
just play this thing down, get me a demon and a Valgavoth.
Right.
like
oh,
sounds
get a
good.
Valgavoth. There you go.
Yeah.
Right? Which is
Why
fantastic.
I
not?
like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think arguably maybe, you're exiling your own stuff out of the graveyard, which can get a little messy because you're kind of removing the stuff you want to reanimate or whatever. But
Sure, but there's
again,
also stuff like Insidious Roots that triggers off of that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also true.
So there's going to be some really cool stuff in there. Doom Reign Supreme is a really cool edict effect, which is nice. There's going to be some digging into these cards, I believe. And so the designs, I think, look really rad.
Yeah.
It's just the comic book stuff is going to tear me apart. As a 90s
Sure.
comic book kid, man,
Yeah, I get you.
it hurts. It hurts.
I mean, I was never really a Marvel guy growing
I
up.
was a
Like Marvel. I mean, it must have skipped and passed me because Marvel
You know
was
what?
not it when I was
Spider-Man
a kid.
and X-Men,
think-
dude.
I think what I came to as I got older was understanding that DC was often lauded as having the better writers, right?
Right.
Like that was kind of always the thing, right? We get top end writers to come write these stories.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing about it for me was Marvel characters, because when you
Sure.
compare the two brands, so many of the characters in DC are alien in some variety, right? They're Wonder Woman's from an Amazonian imaginary planet, and Green Lantern gets his power from aliens, and Superman's an alien, and whatever, right? Except for Batman, basically. But in Marvel, everything is relatable, right? Spider-Man's just trying to hold down a job, man.
Right.
Like the X-Men are effectively dealing with racism. Iron Man's an alcoholic. So
yeah.
those were things I think that were just more resonant and relatable to people, even if the writers weren't as high a caliber. And I think that's why they always had the lead when it was like which ones were selling more books.
And I was kind of the odd kid out because I loved Image Comics. I was just a huge fan of Todd McFarlane and Jim Lee and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'd follow those guys to the ends of the earth. And so I went right over to Image and bought all the Youngbloods and the Wildcats and Spawn and all that stuff.
If you could buy your books on time, because man, they had some books you get issue 1 and issue 2 don't come out for like 6 months.
Are you talking about Youngblood? Because Youngblood was ridiculously late. All of the issues were
Oh, dude, so many other
late.
books were.
But
They had
no-
a bad problem when they started.
You know who wasn't? Who was never late? Not one time. Eric Larson, who did the
Savage
Savage
Dragon.
Dragon. Savage
Dude, I
Dragon.
had all those.
Every
Yep.
single month made
Yep.
his deadline. Every single month.
I don't
That
know how,
man,
but he was definitely the one.
every single time.
But dude, any of the Authority related books or whatever, like they had a gap in the beginning and then they kind of caught it later and then like it was great. So
yeah,
good series if you haven't read that stuff.
fun
For
stuff.
for those of you that are currently up on Marvel Comics, if anybody needs any of their comics signed by Jackson Lansing or Colin Kelly, I know them both here in LA, and I hang out with them.
Well,
sometimes.
that's kind of a
Oh,
random.
I'm sorry. We're just going
small
to
world
go ahead and
scenario.
drop them names.
I mean,
brother.
if you're
careful.
aware of Colin and
You gotta
Jackson,
pick those up.
well, I met them when I first moved to LA because I was running my D&D show, and
Yeah.
they were running Vast over on Geek and Sundry.
Oh wow.
And so I became very familiar with them, and I was over at Colin's house recently for his son's birthday,
Wow.
and yeah, so
That's great.
let me know if you need your what did they do recently? The new Captain America, right? He did
Oh,
Casual name drop.
Sentinels of Liberty.
If
is the
anybody's
one
best
that
friend
they
with
did.
Jim Lee, let me know.
I will say this though, Stormwatch and Authority worth reading because they apparently are going to get some stuff in the new DCU stuff, which is pretty cool. Old
pretty
Image series that is totally worth the read if you haven't read it.
The new Supergirl poster came out today, and
Saw that.
yeah, and pretty exciting stuff. All right, let's move on here to just a little bit of splash damage, just a little bit. One, I think honestly, I think this is kind of hilarious. There's an announcement for a new Star Wars digital CCG that
Yeah.
is about as generic as you can possibly write it. If we're gonna make a CCG for these platforms with Star Wars characters, see you later. And that's it. There was your announcement. Thanks, guys.
Like,
Whee!
it's hard for me to be excited about a Star Wars game, digital or paper, at this point,
Yeah,
because
Mhm.
this is what, like the eighth one, and I mean
the jillionth.
and they none of them last long. Like they're hot for like 6 months and then fall off steadily. Like I expect it's going to be the same thing here. And it's weird too. Why not partner with your brand that's already making your paper product? Like
Yeah.
they already have the art assets and everything. Like,
They've already got the designs. You know what I mean? Like they got the
yeah,
designs, they got the rarities, they got everything ready. Like
I just don't understand this. This is a weird business decision to me.
why wouldn't you just plug and play what already is there and
Yeah,
works?
I don't really get. Again, maybe it's a money thing. Maybe certain people
It's
want power or control over the thing. Like
you
I
know
don't
it's
know.
always a money thing.
Yeah.
It's always
But
a money
it's
thing.
weird, man. It's weird. It's
Ruben,
hard to be excited.
tell us about Riftbound, buddy.
Hey man, look, we've talked about hashtag that Hearthstone money way back in the day. Y'all remember that Hearthstone money?
That's right.
We've talked about the rise of Marvel Snap. We've talked about Flesh and Blood coming. We've talked about Lorcana coming.
One
Today,
Piece, yeah.
right now, One Piece card game, the
Hmm.
Bandai system for sure. We've talked about Pokemon over the years. We've talked about Yu-Gi-Oh over the years.
Yeah.
Right now, at this very moment, the highest rising CCG in the world is Riftbound.
Yep.
Demand is through the roof for
Hmm.
Riftbound in the United States and overseas, especially in China. Um, it is gangbusters, and when you've got Riot money, you can have a 5-year plan that can threaten the big dogs like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. So Riftbound is very popular, and they just had a regional championship qualifier in Houston that I believe had more than 300 people in it. It sold out pretty quickly. They had a regional in Vegas about a month ago that also sold out. These are very popular events. People cannot find the product that they need. Well, I mean, they can, but it's very, very popular. It's a really interesting system if you haven't gotten a chance to play it just yet. Um, it matches up with League of Legends fairly well in terms of theming. They've done a decent job of teleporting a 4-player commander-ish casual game into a competitive format. So still some growing pains trying to port that over, but these championship events are tournament level, competitive events. This most recent event was interesting because it was won not by one of the two most popular decks in the room. Kaisa, Daughter of the Void, is the most popular deck, which is sort of a resource management cheating kind of deck where you play big spells, but you don't have to pay as much for them. I'm summarizing here. And then Master Yi is the second most popular deck, which is make a big thing. And it's very difficult to deal with the big thing, especially when it's at the location that cares about the big thing. But Annie is more of like a tempo spell slinger kind of deck, where you play a bunch of one drops and cantrips, and you get to untap your lands or your runes. And it's a pretty interesting deck. So the metagame appears to have shifted slightly with this Annie Darkchild deck winning. And if you get a chance to play the game, I recommend you give it a shot because it is a good time. Is it gonna unseat Magic as my favorite card game? Of course not. I also don't particularly care about League of Legends. But is it a good time? Is it a different game system? Is it also going to be something that people are talking about for the next couple of years? It is. So you should give it a shot and give it a little bit of your time.
I would
Yeah.
note that right now the prices are super high,
Oh, for sure.
and they are
They're crazy.
printing more. They're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to print a lot more.
Yes.
So if you can wait, you'll get it at some decent, MSRP, whatever type prices. But if you got to go, you're going to pay extra right now, just so
Right.
you're aware.
It's
Yeah.
also like you're jumping in during their first expansion. Like Magic was not very good when it was just alpha.
Hmm.
Like,
Sure.
but they've
And
got
I
like
think
10 sets. So
I
come
think
on.
the game still plays well. You know,
Yeah.
it's not a bad experience by any stretch. I think it's quality. I said before when I did the demo pre-launch, you know, and got to see it and talk to the people, I think it could for a lot of stores be the number three seller for a
Sure.
lot of things. I think that's very possible.
Because it's the hot new thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think the only thing to look at will be does it sustain its popularity beyond the competitive scene?
Right.
Right? It's because so many games have tried that recently. We've seen them come out. People want to qualify for the big tournament. Some thinking I'll be first to the post, get ahead of everybody else, get the money, you know, whatever.
Well, yeah, they cater the sharks, you know,
Yeah.
and I felt
But the
like.
thing is,
Go ahead.
you every game that's sustained long term, where we're talking like, you know, 8 years plus, has a big casual environment. Hell, I'd say even for
Sure.
5 years plus has a big casual environment.
Right.
So you have to capture that part of the audience. And so far, we haven't seen that. Even on the local level, I've seen some people buying it.
Not in the United States, but in China they
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to get to that point. I think if you can
Yes.
get there, I think that's where the longevity lives. But the game is pretty cool, honestly, and it's worth checking out if you haven't played it.
I
For
mean,
sure.
the alpha of any collectible card game is usually good and money. The alpha of a well-known IP that's not a card game, like right here, it's going to be fantastic. But it to me, it reminds me like of restaurants. You know, like that first year of a restaurant, you can't ever hold the rest of its existence against that first year
Sure.
because
Sure.
everyone, it's the hot new stuff. Everybody wanted to go try it. Did they ever come back? Oh no, because that's where we're at. People are going and trying Riftbound. Don't talk to me when you're at your first set. Talk to me when you're
Yeah.
at your third, your fourth, your fifth set. Then we'll see what your player base looks like, what your organized play looks like. Do they have a digital client out by then? Who knows? Question mark. I don't know. But
Yeah.
the question is that how far are they going to try to go into sort of the social things
Yep.
versus the competitive things?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I tell people, look at Star Wars, look at Lorcana. Like,
Mhm.
you know, they came out the gates firing, had a bunch of people excited, had some competitive events,
Right.
but the casual portion never really caught on.
Sure.
You know, even for Lorcana, which everybody thought was going to be, they also start immediately were like, okay, we're going to do these championship events. We're going to do these big regional events, right?
Right.
It's like, okay, but what are you doing to get people to play at the store level?
Right.
Right? Because again, people have been buying Pokemon for years that never have played the game, right? Or played it incorrectly because they don't even know the official rules,
Right.
right? There's tons of people who buy Magic that never have played an official Magic tournament, right?
Oh, for sure.
You need that to sustain that long period. So we'll see. I
Yeah.
think they can get there. We'll just see if they get there.
Yeah, I mean, I've never gone to I've gone to game nights where we play a couple board games. I've gone to card nights where we play a couple card games. But I've never gone to a house and been like, you coming over for Pokemon night or like Yu-Gi-Oh night at my friend's house? I go over to my friends' houses for Magic night all the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Will you go for Riftbound night? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Right?
will you go
Question
for
mark?
Riftbound night?
Right. And that's the question. And I think, again, the first time you asked me that, let's do it. You know what I mean? I want to know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me experience when that's
I'm in.
Right. People want that first taste to see what's happening, how does it feel, how does it play, whatever. So we're right there.
Yep.
That honeymoon there is wonderful. It's great for every card game. You get to discover it. You get to find the things that are most busted for anybody else, quote unquote. You get to find the strategies and figure it out on your own. That's brilliant. I love that. That's great. And they've got a whole lot of Magic people that they siphoned off of Wizards to help make this thing run. And
At a lot of levels
Hell,
too.
hell, I had
Judging,
people
OP, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had people that were mad at me because I wasn't a believer in Flesh and Blood. And I said the exact same thing.
Mhm.
What are you doing at the casual level? Right?
Yeah.
Everything was about we're gonna run this pro tour and we're gonna do all this and whatever. And then like,
Right.
look what happened, right?
Yeah.
We've seen this literally for 25 years at this point. Like there's a
Flesh
pattern
and-
now.
Right. Flesh and Blood for me had it's still out there. I think it had
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
still making money.
had two
Yeah.
releases this year versus the
It
kind
had a
of
big
usual
booth
four.
at PAX.
Mhm.
Right. And it's also because, collectible card games are incredibly profitable. You know what I mean? Like you're literally printing money. But, again, it feels like that's kind of petering out. And it's not for nothing. I feel like Flesh and Blood is one of the worst learning to play experiences I've ever seen. The
Sure.
fact that you have to
It's
put
not
go
great.
again on literally everything all the time just seems so dumb. I don't even know where to begin.
Sure.
So that messed with me a lot, personally. I think it was hard to play.
And to wrap up trading card game talk that isn't Magic the Gathering, but is Magic the Gathering related, I highly recommend you guys check out Cataclysm Arcade, which is BDM's new thing.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Play a trading card game out of a booster pack.
It's,
How cool is
have
that?
booster decks. You can just open the pack and
Just
then
open a booster pack and shuffle it
play.
up and play. Which it was great. It was a really excellent experience at PAX, and I recommend you guys check that out.
Very nice. All right, let's move on here to the finisher. Go ahead and turn that corner here. Now, the first of the Lorwyn stories dropped this week. Go read them because that matters. Those metrics are important for them. But for the first article, spoilers: 4 Strixhaven students get tricked into Lorwyn and accidentally awaken. Excuse me, the carrier of Twilight. Now, I done messed up a few times in my younger years, but I never tripped and fell and accidentally triggered the Great Aurora. So tell me, what was your biggest mistake in college, Ruben?
Yeah, I was trying to rack my brain about what happened in college specifically, but I did remember that in freshman year one day, after a night of partying, I woke up, looked at where the sun was in the sky, and then looked at the time and hurried to class, only to find out that I was 12 hours early. Like it was 8 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was bad and embarrassing. But at least now I can see if a game state is day bound or night bound. So
Just like
Fair.
that. Very
there
nice.
you
Very
go.
nice. Power Dragon?
All right, so mine wasn't college, but it was high school. When I'm either 16, 17-ish, driving girlfriend home with a buddy, late night. It's midnight. We shouldn't have been out, but whatever. But a cop pulls us over and he decides to question us, does the whole like, hey, here's a flashlight. You kids have anything in the car type thing. And I'm like, nah, man, you can check the car. We don't have anything. We're just taking people home. Gives us some questions, run the ID, lets us go. But then after we're getting home, we had some plans the next day. So we're going to get out, put some stuff in the trunk. So we have to load stuff in the morning. And lo and behold, it turns out his parents left a 12 pack in the trunk.
Of beer.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And that's where I started thinking we could have been screwed if he actually searched the car. But fortunately for me, when the opponent searched the deck, he failed to find.
Oh, very
There you
nice. Well, look, in college, I bought my dream car. All right, literally a bright cherry red stick shift late '90s Honda Civic hatchback. It was beautiful. And I totaled it 3 days after I got it, which I should have realized right then and there. Mono red aggro isn't just a deck choice; it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it really is, honestly.
Turn them sideways at 75 miles an hour.
Just kept going with the haste. You know what I'm saying? With the haste. And that ends another live episode of Magic Mike's. Thanks for joining us here to discuss all things magic. Thank you, Power Dragon.
Hey, it's always good to be here. Don't get scammed by people on the internet and go get money that's not a scam from Manipool.
Let's do it. Thank you, Ruben.
I clicked my mute button for no reason. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this week. I really appreciate you guys showing up. Thanks, Jamie, for the raid. And join us for our Avatar watch through, and then join us here again next week.
Yep, on Tuesday, check out some Avatar with us. We appreciate you guys. Move on here to our final slide. I want to thank our primary sponsor, Manipool.com. Go to Manipool.com/promo/Magic Mics. Get your free money. I'm giving you free money. I can't do it any better. Our co-sponsor Manitraders, my co-host Power Dragon and Ruben Bressler, viewers like you for watching or listening. Follow, like, tweet, favorite, share, subscribe. Do everything social that tells people we exist. Catch us on our exclusive member Discord, subscribe to our Patreon, watch us live on Twitch, join us live or taped on our YouTube, or follow us on Blue Sky, or join us here next week, same time, same place, for another episode of Magic Mics. Good night, everybody. And now on Twitch, we raid OG Happy Dude.
Yeah, not playing Magic, but that's okay.
That's okay.
But it's OG Happy Dude,
It's
so
OG
like
Happy Dude, long-time supporter
that's
of the
our
channel.
that's our boy.
Yeah, tell him we said hi, just hang out, chill for a second, see what he's up to. We appreciate you guys. We will see you here next week.